Nah.
No one ever gets there. That's the fun of Strahd.
The fun of Strahd is the friendships you lose along the way.
We were so close, and then
Such a
someone
miserable-
just decided to activate a couple iron golems
Oh,
at
There-
level 10.
We died.
Well, no, like
Oh, actually, no, it's not true.
And also our Tortle Cleric lived, because the Tortle Cleric cast banishment on himself to get away, because he knew he was just going to die, and Simon was not in the room. So I allowed our Tortle Cleric to say, okay, you're out of there for long enough, the poison gas doesn't affect you anymore, you're fine, because sure, you weren't the reason this all happened, your character can live. But yeah, like, you can't face 2 iron golems at that level.
What are you,
Especially because
crazy?
they both can, they literally could both use their gas ability at the start. Like, that's 2 con saves into pretty much immediate death. You're not supposed to attack the thing, or you're not supposed to disturb the teleporter at all. And I made that very clear, and they decided to disturb the teleporter. You can use it, but you can't damage it, and you sure as hell can't throw every gem into it at the same time, causing an explosion.
Listen, there was no time. We just had.
The rest of the group was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do this, but this character was like, I'm gonna do it, and just did it.
Which
Have you ever
character
seen-
did it?
It was it was a monk. It was a
have you ever
monk,
seen
and it
Team
was.
Fortress? Sorry.
Well, there you go.
You ever seen the Team Fortress 2 videos where it's like, we'll be fine as long as nobody teleports any bread? Question? What's your question, soldier? I teleported bread.
Yep.
I have done nothing for the last 3 days but teleport bread.
But yeah, that was
That's a lot like D&D. Don't do this thing question. What if we already did that thing?
No, it was funny too, because I remember, like, I said, here's all these things, here's the information. I'm gonna go away for a couple minutes to, like, go do something. You guys discuss. Then I came back, and the group consensus seemed they were gonna throw in a gem and see where it goes. And then the guy with all the gems was like, I'm gonna throw them all in. And that was it.
This is taking too long. All the gems.
Yep.
If one gem goes this fast, then all the gems must be faster.
That's why whenever I'm traveling anywhere, I like to ignite all the fuel at once.
Yeah. You want to get somewhere fast in your car? Just use a match.
That is
Not the
important.
spark plugs. It's only a little spark. You want to go a lot fast, not a little
Yeah.
fast, right?
I want all fast right now.
Yeah. I just want to be there. I don't want to go through the act of getting there.
Yeah.
All you need to do is like measure out how much gas it'll take to get there, put it all in one place, and ignite it all at once, right?
And then you'll be
Listen,
there.
Get there immediately.
Really quickly, it wasn't your problem anymore.
Yeah. I got exactly where I was going very quickly.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think it's time for a recap.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get there really quickly. Okay, so what do I want to start this off with? We'll start off with what we were doing the other one. Wasn't this one? Sure. So last time on Prisoner 13, you all were given a task by your handler from the Golden Keys, a little halfling gnome. Not a halfling gnome. That's not a thing. Halfling named Nim.
Is this Munchkin? He has like the multi-race card?
Yep, he does. Halfling gnome.
Yeah. Halfling.
Half gnome, half ling.
But yeah, you were given a key for your little jewelry box that was given to you by the Golden Keys a long time ago. You put the key in, it gave you a message to go seek out a dwarf who had a job for you about breaking into a prison and finding a key to something that had been taken by the dwarves a long time ago. So you went, you saw the dwarf. He explained to you that Prisoner 13 a long time ago had stolen from his clan and They had recently found the vault where everything was, but they needed a key to enter it. And that key must be known, but wherever the key is, whatever it is, Prisoner 13 must know about it. The dwarves had attempted a little while ago to get Prisoner 13 out of jail through normal means by trying to appeal her case and be like, hey, you know, let's let bygones be bygones, let's get her out of jail. But the council said no, so she still remains in there. So they need someone to break into jail, find out what the key is, where the key is, and bring it back to the dwarves. You have a cut of the treasure found in the vault if you bring everything back. And yeah, so the main plan given by the dwarf was 2 of you would enter as guards, 2 of you would enter in as cooks, or however many as guards and cooks. You guys ended up splitting 2 and 2. And you guys would go there, kind of learn what's up, you know, ask some questions of Prisoner 13, hopefully figure out where the key is, what the key is. He had thrown around some idea, like if you have to break her out, then do that if that's what she wants. But yeah, so you guys decided to do the 2 and the 2 guard, 2 cook, and made your way to the prison. When you got there, you found out that it is a very uniform prison. Things are on a schedule. Things are the warden runs a pretty tight ship around here. And quickly split your ways to guards and cooks. Very interestingly enough, apparently the cooks don't really ever leave the kitchen unless they're escorted by a guard to do some whatever they would like to do, specifically some recreation. Because the cooks literally have their house right next to the kitchen. Their housing right next to the kitchen. So cooks are there. Guard duty, on the other hand, you're allowed to you sleep 8 hours, 8 hours of guard duty, and then 8 hours of leisurely time, as long as you are moving from place to place with a purpose. You know, no just chilling out, doing whatever you want. You have to move to where you're going and seem like you're doing things with a purpose. So the first day went off pretty well. Our guards were in the northern gate. You found out that you were actually going to be on partial patrol duty that day. The guards were splitting up the duty. So now if you're in the north, you have to patrol to the south every once in a while and vice versa. You guys patrolled down to the south. Everything was a-okay. The cooks cooked away. DeFinto made one of the best meals ever. He really did a great job, and everyone seemed to love it. Until when everyone was in the south, as people were in the kitchen, our full group of 4 were doing their thing. They ended up seeing Prisoner 13 come in for a meal. And Prisoner 13 did not like DeFinto's stuff, or at least acted like she didn't like DeFinto's stuff.
Kind of a jerk.
Kind of a jerk. Well, that was your introduction to Prisoner 13. Later on, really the only other like really important thing that happened later on is you ended up hanging out in the courtyard for a bit. While you were hanging out in the courtyard, that is the cooks and Jasu, Prisoner 13 came out to the courtyard. You were able to question her about a couple things, and you found out that she doesn't want to leave. The only thing that she wants is a couple of records from the warden's office. After that, you guys went towards the center to go figure out, I don't know if the idea was originally to question the warden, but whatever happened, the warden made her way down and ended up greeting you, everyone that was in the barracks, and going to the kitchen to try this amazing warg special, or wolf special, that DeFinto had made. So you were able to meet the warden a little bit. She's a pretty average person, except for the fact that she's possessed by a spirit that occasionally just comes out of a dwarf that likes to drink. She tells everyone about it just so no one's surprised by it, and yeah, that's actually exactly where we left off, was in the kitchen, talking to the warden.
Please allow me to fix you a plate of my wolf surprise.
That sounds amazing. Thank you very much.
I call it wolf surprise because it's surprising how good it is.
That's what I've heard from pretty much everyone.
And I would scurry off to the kitchen, the kitchen portion, to get food.
So you said you've heard the name Boop Stew McBoople Stew?
Yes, I have heard the name Boop Snoop McBooplestoot. I've bought pottery before
Thank you.
from
Damn catalog will not stop coming.
It is unfortunate. It's hard for them to reach out here though, so I don't get a lot of catalogs because
Mail costs and delivery to this area are pretty challenging.
I think you guys might have thought it wasn't worth it. I don't know. But I understand that too. Like, trust me, I'm not offended by you're not sending me magazines. I live on an island in the middle of the ocean in a prison. So they're great pots.
Oh, thank you. I was just about to ask how you like them.
Yeah, no, they're great. I've had the same one for a couple years now. It hasn't broken or chipped or anything. Good quality.
All right. I'm happy to know I've been doing this for a couple years.
For pots.
It was weird to think that a vampire hunting family would make pots.
That is a common misconception. We actually are not really a vampire hunting family.
Interesting. I didn't know that at all.
Making a
That's-
mental note.
The mistake happens all the time. Don't worry about it.
Final
yeah.
use.
You're not even here.
I came back.
Oh.
I have food.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
What?
I have food.
Oh, okay. Thanks. And she eats it. This is delicious. I don't think I've had a meal like this around here in a little while.
Well, get used to it, because I'm
Okay.
gonna be here forever.
That's a lot of ominous positivity.
I don't think you'll be here forever. I mean, you'll ship out in a couple weeks to rotate, I think.
Maybe.
Maybe, probably not a couple weeks. Let's say a couple months, that's right, because we keep you guys here for a little longer than that. We used to have quicker rotations. We slowed them down a little bit.
Well,
Just because,
As a-
we changed the schedule. It used to be a lot different.
as a robot, I'm not so much bothered by inclement weather, and I'm clearly a good cook.
Yeah. But I also would rather have, we like switching people out so it keeps fresh eyes.
6 months, take it or leave it.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh,
I like your enthusiasm, but we do like to stick to, few months max, like 3 months max. So maybe we'll keep you on those 3 months, but not past that.
I turn around towards the wall and I fall to my knees and I go, I'm not good enough.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. Don't worry. Has he always been like this? Turns to Boop Snoop.
He cares a lot about what people think about him.
Okay.
I never stop thinking about it.
I think you're doing a great job. Whatever
little bit
you
concerning.
do with the cooking, it's just great. I'm happy that we got you aboard.
Do I cook like a human?
You cook better than some humans for sure.
I'm so in the weeds with where we're going.
I have no idea.
Quick, somebody sneak say up into the warden A's office. A.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna-
they're right
I'm
now.
gonna-
It's very nice.
Would you like to stay down here for 2 hours and talk about the weather?
I got some paperwork I got to do, but thank you for the offer. I'd love to, but I can't take too long to eat.
I think you're the closest thing to a friend I've ever had.
She looks at Boop Snoop McBooplestoot.
Bring the counter. Let's go.
It'd be better if Greg was right there.
It's does no one treat him well in the kitchen or something? I've been here for 2 seconds and he's calling me a friend.
He's just really excited to impress you.
Are you familiar with the term pack bonding?
Are you saying he's my familiar?
I'm not saying that.
I'm gonna go. It was nice meeting you. I'm gonna go. Thanks for everything. See you around.
See you tomorrow.
Have a nice night.
Thanks.
Work, bestie.
She moves a little bit faster. Okay. So you guys are in, and now I have to do the thing where I just drag her token to the bottom of the screen. Hank is actually there at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's. From what I see, he's like still in the like security.
Yeah, he's in the bottom surveillance at the moment. Yeah. Actually, I don't need that. Why did I do that? I made a copy of her token so I didn't have to move her around like that.
What is all this blue?
That's me figuring out how fast I could run to the center of the tower. If somebody were to cast haste and invisibility on me.
You don't have those abilities here.
And for
Okay.
for Renenzo in Prisoner 13 notes, if you scroll up a bit, you can see the map of like the whole facility.
Oh.
Yeah. And you guys actually have that. Like, you have a gem that you think the name Revel's End, which is the prison you're in, and it will pop up anytime you want it to. But yeah, so she's gone. Three of you were in the kitchen. There's no one else there at the moment. They've cleaned out. Looks like next shift is about to start.
I think that went well.
So, if next shift is about to start, would this be like a good time for somebody coming off their shift to go and get food?
Yeah, no, actually, this would be a great time for somebody off their shift to go and get food.
All right.
So I'm gonna pull you through this wall, but the it's down. I'm trying to do movement like legitimate. So it's down into the. Let me show you my cursor. It's down this way, and then it's to the right. So while he's doing that, you guys can continue your conversation as he makes his way over.
So
So,
He definitely went.
do I actually have a dog? Like, is that a thing this prison does?
You're a ranger. You're a beast companion
master
ranger, right? Yeah. So you'd have a dog. It doesn't. There's not like there's a stables and stuff like that for a dog, but when you became a guard, you would have like insisted you keep your dog in some way, and shown that makes you the most effective guard possible.
So Boop Snoop, do you just like send these catalogs out, or do like we have to subscribe? I feel like I'm the only one not getting the Boop Snoop McBoople catalog.
Thank you for correcting yourself after saying only part of my name before. We only have one single male person that we work with, so I'm shocked that she got one, and I don't know why Jasu keeps getting multiple.
It's so many. Anyway, I think I gotta go back on. My shift is over.
Door is open.
The two of you
He's never gonna get a promotion.
pass each
No.
other. Now, Hank, Jasu does fit the description of one of the people that you were told
Yeah.
to potentially help out.
So sorry, I might have missed something last time. Is there like, like a secret phrase, Hail Hydra kind of thing that the Golden Keys have?
Nope.
or-
They didn't make
No?
any secret phrase. They didn't say
We didn't-
anything. There's no
Nobody-
specific one, and they didn't make one up either. So
We're not expecting company. This will go great.
All right. And there are two more guards right below us, eh?
yep.
All right. Hank is just going to nod to Jasu on the way by, and continue on his way to the kitchen for now. But he'll make a mental note that this might be the person he needs to talk to.
I nod to him and I.
Yeah, he's just, walking with his dog at heel. Not any particular breed.
What's the
it's kind of
actual
like a
creature that you? What's the actual creature that you picked?
It'd probably be like a
Where rhinoceros?
like a war dog
It's very
or
specific.
warhound.
I'm just saying, if I could get one of those catalogs, I could order some of your pottery that some people say is amazing.
Let me check and see if I have a catalog on me, actually.
Oh, Mastiff. There we go. That's what they call it.
yeah, that one.
Unfortunately, I'm completely out at the moment. But once we finish this job, I will make sure to get you one.
I'm sure I have an address.
Permission.
I've
Probably,
never been
yeah,
told
just-
what it is, but I'm
Oh,
sure I
that's-
have one.
I mean, I'm assuming we'll work together in the future, so I'll just bring some with me next time.
You could show me your place. You could
No,
bring me home to
that's-
your family.
Let's calm down a little bit on that front.
They won't like me.
They don't like anything.
Oh no! Oh, hey! You looking for food?
So yeah,
We have
Hank,
customers.
They
sorry.
both also fit the description.
I was just about to ask if I only know the other guard or if I know the cooks.
No, you actually. So you know the rest of the group that was supposed to be there.
Okay, and there is nobody else in this room at the
No,
moment.
actually, everyone is found out at the moment.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so yeah, Hank Shaw will come in with his Mastiff in tow, but I cannot move the Mastiff.
I need to actually configure ownership.
Yeah.
Hank, owner, save changes.
There we go. Cool. And yeah, so first, you'll up the counter and you'll say, I hear the food in here is particularly good today. But I've also heard some things about the ingredients. I'm fine taking the usual, but do you have anything that doesn't have wolf in it? For my friend here, like leans in to like whisper, wolf.
I could ask the head chef. He just told me I have this stuff, and I was like, hey, I can make this.
Tomorrow we're having ice lizard, but don't tell anyone. Was it ice lizard or ice? I think that was one of the things that's mentioned.
Salamander.
Ice salamander, thank you.
And he like says, "Don't worry, your secret is safe with me." And he like makes a locking his lips motion. He said, lock that up and throw away the golden key. Like looking around to make sure that guarantee that confirm that there's nobody else in the
You are
room.
correct. There's no one else in the room still. No one has walked in. Either the kitchen, or they're from the kitchen or from the outside.
Then I walk up and I cover the dog's ears, and I say, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, "Don't worry, the dog's been briefed too."
I salute the dog.
He says, "I'll keep things short because I don't know how much time we have, but I'm Hank Shaw, and I was sent to kind of keep an eye and step in if anything goes wrong, to lend a hand if I can, and I'm sorry to report, but we can't seem to find one of your comrades."
I think for a second, I'm like, oh. Yeah, he's probably busy. And then I look over at Boople Snoop, this McBoople Snoot, to see if that was a good answer.
I look back over, not sure what you are asking me, and then I look back at Hank. My name is Boop Stoop McBoople Stoot.
Boople Snoop.
Nice.
Boople
Boople
Snoop.
Snoop.
Boople Snoop.
Nice to meet you.
I was like, you as well?
This is Ruby, real name.
Ruby
I can't remember.
Williams.
Can't remember what your non-fake name is.
Definto.
Definto, thank you.
I got a question. Having worked in Baldur's Gate before, is this Definto the same, like, canonically the same Definto from?
I don't think so. I don't know.
No,
Is it?
it's
No,
not
okay.
canonically the same one.
It's not
No.
Waterdeep Defendo.
There. Okay.
No.
So he wouldn't know.
But he could be.
He could be, but unfortunately the backstories are completely and utterly different.
Damn.
That's fine. That's fine. So anyways, he says, For the most part, I've just been patrolling with my trusty friend here, trying to get the, lay of the place, learn the guard schedules and such, and see if we can find quick ways to and from. But if there's anything you need, let me know, and I'm here to help out.
I walk over to my good friend and I whisper, do you think we can trust him?
Do we know the handler's name?
Nim.
Nim? And he says, you both came highly recommended by Nim.
I think we should trust him.
Yes, I think so too. He can also hear us.
Like the dog would be like looking back and forth between them as they're speaking too.
Do you think
I
the
also
dog
have-
can hear us too?
Yes.
I have
Okay.
the observant feat, so I can actually Hank can read
Double
lips.
hear us.
Yeah. He can read lips actually, and he also has like a telepathic link to the dog.
Nice.
I'm assuming that he sets up every
Nice.
day.
So because you can definitely hear this, I'm gonna keep whispering to Boop Snoop McBooplestoot and then say, so we should definitely tell him that we're gonna go, like, try to break into the warden's office.
And he says, well, that could be a problem. I've been keeping an eye on the elevator since I got here, and it seems locked up pretty tight, and as far as I can tell, it's the only way up.
You can hear me?
He says, no, but he can. And he points to the dog again.
Ah, I knew I should have covered his ears. I was even whispering.
You're a little bit loud though. You need to work on that a little bit.
Volume control is not one of my strengths. You see, I scream everything at the top of my lungs at all times.
Fair.
While this is happening, Jasu, as you're about to descend the stairs, you do see two patrol go up to the north and leave the north entrance, and you see the guards kind of configured to the south and to the west. And one of them says, prisoners are getting a little bit rowdy. Let's just make sure we watch these ones over here. And they all kind of configure that way, watching the prisoners in the bottom. And as you look out the arrow slits, you do know that there are some guards at the prisoners.
Can I bop out of the building just to see what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Is it an elevator or stairs up to the warden's office, or am I misremembering?
You do, as literally as you're bopping out, you see two people leave the front of prisoner 13's cell and just walk.
They don't look like guards, do they?
They look like guards. They're just specific tokens, but they're in guard uniform.
Interesting that these guys, the guards in the south, aren't actually looking at cells with prisoners in them.
There's a prisoner in that cell. Every cell there out front of there's a prisoner. You can't quite see into it because the weird lighting with the walls, but there is a
Gotcha.
prisoner in each one of those cells.
Gotcha.
Well, you're gonna want to meet our buddy Jasu.
Also, roll an
Well, that's-
investigation check, Jasu, just to see if you can tell the other two guards that were near. Just to see if you see anything. Right. Nope. Everything seems relatively normal. The only weird thing is the guards that were near prisoner 13 did seem to leave before the other two.
Interesting.
Sorry, 4 guards that are on the room.
Also, Jesus Christ. Remember that we're in character names, so Jasu's not my
That's right. You're
guard name. I don't remember what I said.
You're
Something Axborn
Jensen
or
Axbold.
yeah, Jensen Axbold.
Yeah.
Does
Jensen.
is Hank Shaw's going by his real name or a fake
Using
name?
his real name. He
Okay.
he actually used to be like kind of
They're already
bounty hunter
extraordinary.
in like
Yeah.
the Baldur's Gate area. Kind of like working with law enforcement, kind of on his own. So like he tries to stay kind of under the radar while working with the Golden Keys.
You want to go to the barracks, Jesse?
That was where my shift is over. Like, this is the end of the day. We had like an hour to do stuff.
I'm gonna pull you through some walls here, but we're gonna keep you within your line of sight that you normally would. You will see the outside of the prison, though.
The thing I'm gonna miss about Rafid not being here is the dwarf walking out in the dark.
Right, that can't see. Okay, so this is the first level. You would walk up wherever.
Oh shit, we need a brand new plan now that we didn't discuss.
I'm gonna
I was just about to say, yeah, this is
spread
a
these guys out a
difficult
little bit.
situation.
He was
Also,
our
there's a
whole
bunch
plan.
There's a bunch of
happy to-
bunks, and all of them are filled, except for a couple. Or
I think our old
third
plan-
of them are filled.
I think our old plan wasn't very good anyway.
No.
Yeah, but we had one.
I just love how the mess hall is the place where any forward progression goes to die.
It's true.
It's just a mess.
All right, so I'm on tower level 1.
Yes. And so the entire room. Let me do a little description here. The door of the spiral staircase leads into a large room filled with wooden bunk beds. There are arrow slits in the north, west, and south walls. Foot lockers and armor racks accompany each bed. The spiral stairs continue up past the door.
And I know I'm not supposed to be up higher, correct?
You know, this is where no guards would normally go past that unless asked to for some reason, because past that is the place where the council will meet and also the warden's office.
All right. I think that I'm going to potentially fuck us.
Let's go.
Perfect.
That's my job. Sorry, Hank.
How long does this last? So I reset my key in the morning and it's about to be the end of my shift and I'm heading up the stairs. So like in the stairwell, if nobody's in the stairwell, I could cast pass without trace and silence, I think using up the rest of my key points for the day. I'm just curious how long. I don't need to cast silence on me, I guess, but I can
Pass
do
without a
pass
trace
without-
is a while.
I can do pass without a trace and see how much I can get away with, like, seeing up a level during shift change, and if it looks too dangerous, I can just go back down and go into bed.
There's no one else around you, so you get to make this decision on your own.
I know.
It's up to an hour.
Yeah. I'll cast self pass without trace and go up a level.
And you wouldn't be able to cast silence because it's also a concentration spell.
Are they
So that
both?
trace is concentration?
It is.
Yeah, for up to an hour, and silence is concentration 10 minutes. So you would have to pick one or the other regardless.
Not both. Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
so I would cast pass without trace on self for 1 hour.
Are you doing that while you were doing that in the stairwell, right? While
In the
walking
stairwell when no one was around me.
Gotcha.
You can do that. You can use your key to duplicate the effects of certain spells. You can spend 2 key points to cast. Okay, so that uses up 2 of my things, and I don't need spell components for it. So let me find where key points are kept tabs on.
You actually climbed quite a ways. It says that door is 100 feet above the prison roof, so this tower is huge.
Wow.
You're up. You're up a ways.
Don't fall.
You had so much time to cast Pass Without a Trace with like, and no one else was around you in the stairwell. Like no one entered the door with you or anything, so like you're good.
Cool.
Don't fall.
Don't fall.
He's gonna crit fail his stealth roll and still only get an 11.
But yeah, do a stealth roll if you're gonna try and be sneaky with that. Plus 10.
I have a plus 10. Wow.
Yeah, Pass Without a Trace is plus 10 to the stealth roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I got a 27.
you feel pretty sneaky. Okay, so you're gonna go up to the second level, which I will drag you to. Pay no attention to the place outside there. But yeah, so you go up the next floor. It's about another 20 feet up. Spiral staircase connects the room to the other levels of the tower. So there's a door in front of you. This is actually a much shorter walk than the one all the way up to the barracks. But yeah, you don't hear anything directly on the other side of that door yet.
Is there like a keyhole for me to stare through?
So it doesn't. This prison doesn't use keys. It uses
Right.
locks. Yeah. With certain permissions.
All right, so I'm going to try the door and see if my badge gets me through.
The door does open up. You don't even need the badge. The door just opens up.
Gotcha.
So in this room, a long, slightly curved table with 11 chairs takes up much of the room. The middle chair has no special adornments, while the others have banners hanging over their high backs, each one emblazoned with the crest of a Lord's Alliance member, which are just the different factions. And there are banners hanging on the wall displaying the Alliance's emblems, or this Alliance's emblems, a golden crown on a red field. There are 2 doors.
All right, and I know from my map, I'm assuming when it says warden in office, one is the warden's like
Quarters, and then one's the
yeah.
one's the warden's office.
All right. Was the warden on shift in the morning? I know that they just ate, so I'm curious if they're back in their room. Do I hear anything at this southern door?
Do a perception check.
All right.
You do hear the occasional rustling of papers. And occasional walking around in that room.
All right, and doesn't look like it looks like they have to pass through here to get to their room. That makes this fun.
Can't wait.
And do I hear?
What? You go.
I was gonna say, do I hear anything on the other side of this door?
Do a perception check. You do not hear anything on that. No, it's on the other side of that
Doesn't
door.
make me feel good, but I assume that I'm gonna give this door a try anyway. I assume that my card won't let me get in there. That one.
You try the door and it doesn't budge at all.
Okay. I am going to hang out right here for a little while with the door cracked and see if I can't hear or see the warden walk by to their quarters.
Okay. So you hear the door after like probably about 20 minutes of waiting. You hear the door to the office open up and you just hear, yeah, beat. It's been a long day. Oof. That's a really good meal though. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. And then you hear the door open up north and then close.
Alrighty, with that closed, I'm going to sneak out and see if I can't open this door.
You are able to open that door. So, a heavy desk stands in the middle of the room with parchment, quills, and an ink at the ready. 5 heavy wood cabinets line the east wall.
All right, let's see if I can't search for. Did the dwarf tell us the files that we were looking for?
Let me double check what she would have said there. Give me what she says. A ledger. Containing the names, crimes, and prisoner numbers of everyone ever incarcerated at Revel's End.
I feel like that's like a stack.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can't find that.
Okay, so do an investigation check to start through the stack of papers.
Oh God.
You don't.
So
read
you are.
common.
I chose undercommon, right? That's what we learned from the other campaign.
And only undercommon.
So you do not see anything as far as you go through the paper. There are just different shipping manifests, guard rotations, that kind of thing. Nothing on prisoners in any of the stacks around the room.
What about in the file cabinet things?
So you go to check the file cabinets and they seem to be locked.
Oh, and of course I don't have thieves' tools on me. We might have to see if we can procure those little... I do have a crowbar, but that seems like if I'm going that route, we're leaving tonight.
Anybody take sleep? We'll just steal the prisoner.
All right.
A level 1 sleep what?
It's fine. Don't question it.
That's 5d8. It's a max of 40 HP.
Maybe she got hurt earlier.
Maybe somebody roughed her up with his tattoos. Just. All right, I think I've pushed this boat about as far into the harbor as I want to tonight. I'm gonna go shut the door
Sure.
and make my way back to the barracks into my bunk.
Sure.
I'm gonna drop without a trace once I get to the
Get
door.
back to the
barracks.
door of the barracks, yeah. And you're like out here-ish.
I don't need people to know that I'm as silent as the wind when I'm going to bed.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the end of that. Anything else happening as far as the Hank DeFinto Boop Stoop?
Before he leaves, I would definitely say that make sure to come escort us around the building every now and again, or we can't go anywhere. So definitely do that.
Sure, I'll see if I can, get the hound out for a walk before and after my shifts. I come in for breakfast and supper. And also, he kind of jerks a thumb towards the door and he said, also, I believe, was that our companion that I passed in the hallway there? I didn't get a chance to introduce myself to them as well, with the other room occupied.
You would have seen him. You came in a second after he left. Isn't that right, Boop Snoop McBooplestoot? He's got this thing, you gotta use his full name. He makes a point of correcting you every time. I don't know much about social cues, but I feel like people don't appreciate that in public very often. So just letting you know, or he will stop you.
Look, if you don't care about your name, that's your prerogative. I do, and so I appreciate when people call me by my full name.
I don't understand the concept of names.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Nice to meet you, Ruby. Nice to meet you, Boop Snoop McBooplestoot.
Thank you.
And
First
before
try.
I leave, you'll ask, do you, either of you have anything that I might be able to, give to, one second. check the aliases. Don't mind me. Oh, where did that go? Yeah. That I can give to Jensen the next time I see him to kind of expedite the introductions.
I give him my flute.
Why would I know about your flute?
I probably played it on the way here, and it looks very unique.
Here, dice.
And I'll give him a little vial of liquid that's in a belt around my waist.
Why would I know what these things are?
That's gonna be great. Hey, I talked to your friends. Here's some drugs and a food.
Wait a minute.
Don't take this, and don't have him take this, but he'll know what it is.
I'm gonna need the flute back later, to be honest. So, like, make
Why
sure.
not just give him a catalog?
he
I mean,
doesn't
I
have
already
any.
rolled to determine I had no catalogs on my person.
Haven't-
That's right. I forgot about that. Okay.
I was really upset about it.
Yeah.
I wish
I
I
would
could
also-
Oh no! You know what? You know what? Definto looks at you, and I take the stuff back, and I rip half of his name tag off, and I give it to. And I give it to Hank Shaw because his name is so long, it's 2 name tags. So I pull off one of them and give it to you. And it's like, I mean, you must
that-
know us.
Isn't that the key? Isn't that your key though?
No.
Name tags are not actually the key, no.
Oh,
We
okay.
also-
I thought like the names.
Cooks have
were on
so
the-
low permissions in this. They need a guard anyway for most things.
Yeah, and also now he's just gonna think that you beat me up and took half my name tag.
Well, no, you have two. You have 2 name tags.
So I took one of my 2 name tags. Well, yeah, show him the name tag and the flute and the vial of liquid. That should be enough.
Still don't understand the liquid.
All right.
What I
All
look
right.
Pour the liquid on the name tag, it'll reveal a second name tag.
Nope, that doesn't work, but I do have to now get another name tag for tomorrow.
Yep. Yes, you do. Because now it just says Boop Snoop.
Hank is going to, wave goodnight to his friends, and the dog are gonna go turn in for the night, for the shift in the morning.
Sure.
I don't know where that is.
So that's back to where you were. You can open the door.
I could only see the stream last night from one person's perspective.
That's from Snog, and Snog never goes any. No, it's
They
not.
went,
Sorry.
never went anywhere.
Wow.
Anywhere at all.
Dog's dead.
Snog is dead.
Dog's not going anywhere anymore.
Long live Snug.
If you're
He'll
going
outlive
right
you
to the
all.
barracks, you wouldn't see anything before you get there. I'll just teleport you down because you have to go
The
down a
dog doesn't
wall.
appear to have vision, so anytime I lose vision of the dog, I can't move it.
Oh shit! There we go. Update token.
I'm surprised no VTT has come up with a "This is my familiar, make it follow me."
Right?
Yeah, none of them handle it well.
Oh, but I can group select. Okay.
He has vision now too. I did enable vision on the dog.
So where am I going again? Sorry.
You're going to the center chamber, and there's just stairs there. Don't worry about that because I have to drag you all the way down anyway because that's where the tower barracks is.
Yeah, I just need to.
So
oh,
yeah,
I
it's
wanna-
those stairs right there.
Okay.
So now we're going to go for a trip in the opposite direction that you just went in.
I can't wait to see this evidence introduced, and I don't know what any of this is.
Give me a second.
Also, if he was going to retire, we really should have followed him because I don't think that we're allowed to go to the dorms by ourselves.
Where do you
The
guys
dorms are in
There's
the
a
mess
there's a
hall.
spot right in the lower
Yeah.
left of the mess hall where there's a door.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot.
You guys sleep in the kitchen. It's fucked up, man.
All right,
You
well,
go through and you step out.
You should send me my.
Is that what those 3 little rooms are off the kitchen?
Yeah, one of them is a dorms. The other two are storages.
I hope that the dorm is the smallest one.
Do you just want to send me an ingredients list in Discord at some point, and I'll come up with the recipe before I ask?
So let's see. What did we have for the last list? You would still be able to. Okay, so the main ingredient is ice salamander. With limited availability of vegetables today, but all the potatoes you could ever want, because they're actually pretty easy.
I would do the ice salamander in the style of like unagi sushi,
We'll
like
see.
the barbecue eel sushi.
We'll see.
It's
what
not up to him. It's up to
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
That's how he's doing it.
I also have one more thing to do before end of night. I wanna see this recipe first.
Okay. Ice salamander is not a safe ingredient for human consumption.
Is that all it kicked back?
No, it did the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna change it to salamander then, and try it again. And then we'll go. I don't know what it's gonna come up with, but there. Oh, salamander's not even safe for human consumption. Cool.
While you're looking that up, can I just do a light investigation check of the people in the dorms to see if anybody's ID badge has similar enough looking initials to mine?
Sure. Do an investigation check. But lightly. That was a very light investigation.
That was a very light investigation. That was me looking up. I was like, no, nobody with the same initials here.
Yep. That was it.
I hope I've now burned through all of my low rolls.
So, when Hank gets back to the dorms, and like, as if the stuff he has isn't going to be confusing enough for Jensen, he's actually going to like go to his cot or bunk or whatever.
That would be in the south area.
Oh, am I in the
One of
south? I went to
squares
the
in
north.
south. No, you're in the north. You're separate.
Oh,
He's going to kind of by his side under the covers, scrawl a quick note. I'm assuming he can do that without looking because like police and stuff do it all the time.
Sure.
Like, while listening and talking. He's going to do that. He's going to, explaining, very briefly explaining in like kind of vague terms, just that like, he's working with you and your friends, nothing too egregious. He's not going to mention the golden keys or anything, but he's going to include the items he was given, wrap them in the note, and give them to the dog, and mentally command the dog so that nobody can overhear to go deliver these to Jensen. And the note ends with, the dog will eat this note once you're finished reading it.
Can you just do a sleight of hand check just to I want to see how neat your handwriting is.
Sure.
this is going to be so confusing. I honestly don't.
Oh, this
do
is
well.
you are pretty much perfect. It is as if you were looking at the note, pretty much.
Yeah.
While
It's
writing.
basically just saying,
That's how. Yeah.
he knows, and he might as well use a real name since nobody in here would actually recognize him. No, they'd recognize if they were used both the same in the same word. Definto and Boop Snoop. He says he knows Ruby and Boop Snoop. Boop Snoop McBooplesnoot.
Thank you.
Raise the counter.
Oh, I did. You don't gotta warn me.
They gave him these things to, vouchsafe for them. And yeah, so I imagine the dog then will just, in the night, wandering around as dogs do, will make its way over to his bed and just kind of like press like this bundle of items wrapped in the note with the flute against Jensen's like arm.
All right.
You just have this note pressed up against your arm by a dog.
All right. I read. I guess I confusedly take the note. I honestly don't know if my character would know what any of those items are supposed to be.
You would have seen the flute before. I'm a bard.
I
It's
know.
my weapon.
But we haven't been in combat together. We didn't sit next to each other on the boat.
The name tag would probably be the most thing you'd notice. Half the name tag.
Yeah, you have probably no idea what the vial of liquid is, because why would you? But that's
Yeah.
the only thing that Boop had on his person that he could think of to.
Okay, so I've
give.
got a flute, a vial of liquid, and half of a name tag. What half does it say?
Actually, no, it would just be Booplestoot. There's no Mick because that was able to fit on the first name tag.
Yeah,
Okay.
Booplestoot.
Are you
I
trying to
got
tell me the first was Boop, Snoop, Mick? And the last was
Yep.
We did the math on the number of characters, and that's the only way we could fit it.
You're Boop Snoop Mick now.
Yeah, that's why I pulled that one.
Is that like liquid Nick or?
yeah.
Booplestoot kind of sounds like a name.
So when my character stops fucking laughing, I read the note.
But yeah, you get the whole note. It was made. Essentially, you thought someone was looking at the piece of paper while writing it. You'd be none the wiser that he wasn't looking at it.
Fooled me. What does the note say?
Basically, just explaining that he, the dog's owner, is a compatriot of you and your comrades. That he knows all of you, and that the items were given and need to be returned by your friends, and that you have to give the note back to the dog at the end because the dog will keep the note. So you can't make the note self-destruct.
All right, I give the note to the dog. Obviously, I don't give the mysterious liquid and the flute and the name tag back, but I give the note back. I guess I'm just gonna go with the fact that I recognize that these are my friend's things. It's odd that you have them, but I for sanity's sake of a one-shot, will say that I believe you.
You would not recognize the vial of liquid.
What is the vial of
I
liquid?
feel like you would recognize the flute. It's likely holstered to my side.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that if Mike was the one who was reading me these out loud out of nowhere and I was unprompted, I would be very suspicious. But because I know that we're doing a character swap and it's a one-off for sanity's sake, I'm just going to say that this worked.
I like that. I like that.
I have really no. It makes no matter to me which way it goes because, as far as Hank was concerned, this is okay. Not like, sure, he'll know his friend's items. I'll just have the dog give them to him.
And also, it's not my stuff.
A perfect scheme.
Did we have you do a performance check last time you did cooking?
You sure did.
Let's do it again.
I would like to help him, of course. Oh, okay. Never mind. He doesn't. He
no,
doesn't need my
give him
help.
advantage anyway. No, you're going to help him out this time. Last time you didn't get a chance to help him. You got to do better. With your help, you learned yesterday.
I told you what I was going to do, and then I didn't do that specifically. And you're like, wait, didn't you say to like baste it in oil in butter? And I was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I am. I'm supposed to keep basting it.
You two made a fantastic meal again.
Man, you gotta be
I
careful.
think-
You're raising the bar way too high now.
Yesterday
Yeah, this is a problem.
Well,
Yeah, today
performance check.
we made one pan ice salamander potato skillet.
Delicious.
Oh, you
used-
did better. Yesterday was 19 on your
Yeah.
performance. You did even better today.
It uses ice salamander loin or tenderloin, potatoes, some one type of common vegetable. It doesn't matter for the case of the
What
recipe.
did you choose? What did you choose? I'm curious.
I just put in one common vegetable, and it suggests either green beans, broccoli,
Well,
or
no.
carrots.
What would DeFinto choose?
What are his choices?
Green beans, broccoli, or
He
carrots.
has the choice between broccoli and carrots because they couldn't find
broccoli
green
and
beans.
carrots. He would
what
do
would-
carrots
Okay, carrots. Got it.
because they're good for your eyes. Nobody likes broccoli, and he wants this dish to really
I love broccoli.
kick off.
Yeah, broccoli's pretty good.
I mean, I like it too, but like that's the meme.
Yes.
Meme, like in every TV show, it's like, ugh, broccoli. So
That's
like,
true.
that's all he would know. He can't taste. So, butter, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt and pepper to taste. And if we had cumin or chili powder, we could add some of that as well.
You did just ask for herbs and spices.
You
from
did
the
have
warden.
cumin, but you didn't have chili powder because they couldn't quite get that.
Okay. So a little bit
dish
of
is
cumin
ruined.
too.
No, you were able to adapt very well. Also with the help of Boop Stoop McBoople Stoop.
Thank you.
I enjoy that this is less heist and more culinary adventure.
Right? It's great.
Look, Boop Snoop McBoople Stew. In the same skillet, melt the butter over a medium heat and dice the potatoes and the chopped vegetables and sprinkle with garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and pepper. You got that?
Wait, you want me to dice the potatoes in the pot?
You.
Add the diced potatoes.
Oh, okay.
We've already diced them. You understand?
I think I've got it, yeah.
Okay, repeat it back to me verbatim.
Add the diced potatoes to the pot with the butter and the vegetables and the herbs.
You're really good at this. Keep going, buddy.
Is this like a?
I did better at that than I intended to.
It's like that is like a perfect summation of what I said. Good job.
Snug here.
Here's a picture I had.
In my travels, have I seen a contraband chest of seized items?
It would have been in the armory. That's also where they would have kept contraband held behind
the-
that many-eyed creature.
Oh. Boy, I don't want to do that then. I'm thinking of where I could find thieves' tools.
So yeah, you guys get a long rest in case you need it for any reason.
I assume also that guy's not holding a human heart.
Who?
The guy north of Snug.
Oh no. Is that a human heart?
I assume not.
No,
now that I
it's
see
rock. It's a rock because he's a deep gnome. Those are both deep gnome pictures. But
Gotcha.
they are actually deep gnomes and a half orc. That's actually
Yeah.
deep gnomes and a full orc. Sorry.
Okay.
Just trying to add a little extra flair rather than just.
No, I appreciate that
Pictures.
because me trying to figure out who is in this room. Is the orc the one that was friendly with?
That was Greg, actually. Yeah.
And so that's Greg down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know who Greg is.
Yeah.
Greg was on first shift with me.
Yeah. He came in a little bit late to go to sleep, but he did actually get up there in time to go to sleep.
Yeah. And were any of the other two guys who have pictures on the first shift with me in the North Tower?
You saw Greg move around and you saw another like larger humanoid or another larger human walk around with Greg, but you haven't seen the other two deep gnomes before.
Okay. Because
They do
you
seem
know what
to
I'm
know
talking about,
Greg,
right?
at
Like the north guard room. It was me, Raffin, and
And then the other two were
Greg
like
and a
generic
couple-
NPC. Yeah, Greg.
no,
was
one
up
of them
there.
was Greg, but
Yeah,
then
sorry,
they
Greg
were
and also,
generics.
Yeah. If you ever see a token get deleted, it's just because I'm like moving guards around. As,
Fair.
like, they're going downstairs, pretty much.
Yeah, I see
the
that.
shift.
I assume I am on the next. I'm on the shift coming up now.
Yeah.
Do I have time to go to the cafeteria?
Before the shift. If
Or
you
is
wake
it
up a little bit
basically-
early, you can. But
I only need 3 hours of sleep, so yeah.
oh sure, you can go to the cafeteria. Why is Spoop Snoop in one of the counselors' rooms.
Oh, I thought this was the place to sleep.
No. You're in this. Let me pull you up there. You're in that closet.
Oh, it's so full. There's not enough room for 4 people in here.
Excuse me. Those three are cooking. Those three are cooking right now. Except for one. Sorry. No, one of them was in there, but the rest were cooking.
There's not even enough room for 2 people in here.
That's
Yeah, but
unfortunate
Defecto's
because there's
also gonna
6
sleep
more.
there.
Do Warforged mechanically need to sleep?
You have to sentry, right?
Yeah, you don't just get a long rest out of nowhere.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to stay stationary.
But
for...
if I haven't used anything, will I gain exhaustion?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna work up until the point where I probably would get exhaustion and then stop.
Okay.
So like I'm gonna go as long as I possibly can, just like scrubbing the floors and overachieving at my job.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna sentry in here.
In the
Yes.
kitchen or in the dining room, mess hall.
Yes.
Okay. You just plop yourself down.
Yes.
It's 6 hours. That's all you need to do. And
Okay.
You're good.
I will do that.
Okay. So yeah, the next morning happens. Everyone gets their long rest, and away we go. I'll bring any. Is everyone? Are the 2 guards going down to guard duty?
Yeah, I'm gonna change my 2 trance proficiencies to the disguise kit and the forgery kit.
Sure.
Not that I think I'm gonna find those things, but
Over to here.
ooh, the stables. Ooh, a prison.
Ooh, the 13th prisoner.
Hank, if you'd like to go down, I can also bring you over to the middle section.
Yeah, if I'm on the same ship.
You're flying. You're flying over. Whee. Greg was already down there by the time Josu would have gotten down. So everyone gets their assignments. Essentially, everyone was on North Tower, is now on South today, just to mix it up a little bit, and vice versa.
Okay.
So Greg's with the group. Hank would have also been. Hank's been here a little bit longer. But
Is he filling in for the missing guard?
Well, no, like Hank was been here for a whole rotation before you guys.
Well, I'm just curious if Raffin, who is on my
He would, yeah, they
rota,
would say
is now
it-
missing, somebody has
Yeah.
to fill that hole, right?
Yeah, no, he would fill in with you, so you would both be on South Guard or South Watch Post duty.
All right.
Greg is also on South Watch Post duty.
So if I left a little bit early for shift and go to the mess hall, are we all walking to the mess? Are we all leaving a little early?
If you saw Jatsu go early, would you, Hank, or would you stay in the?
Basically, I don't need as long of a long rest too.
Oh, that's true. So I guess everyone wouldn't be down here quite yet.
I might
I don't.
see him leaving. He still has the things, right?
Yeah.
Hank would probably actually like stay back and like introduce himself to the crew he'll be working with today, since he hasn't worked with them before, and try to buy a little bit of time.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to the kitchen early.
This is the guy. This is the guy you're working with. He doesn't look very nice, but he's not a bad guy. He just is misunderstood.
Eventually, we just need to meet a bad guy.
He's got some crazy
Yeah.
eyes,
Well,
man.
Prisoner 13 was kind of a bad guy. So yeah, you're meeting with. Let me double check their names. They do actually. Greg is one of the names, but there are other names as well.
I'm gonna
Is it-
slip
I don't know.
Ruby his stuff and say I want some breakfast and something hot to drink.
I don't know if it's been 6 hours yet.
It would have been roughly 6 hours.
If he
When he
worked
came
himself
in.
to the breaking to
He
almost
would
exhaustion.
be. Yes, he'd be in Sentry right now. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got like half an hour still left. To an hour. The name is it's Gregier.
I would be resting right until my shift
Wait a
start.
minute.
I would have
That's not
calculated
true.
it perfectly. So whenever my shift start is, I'm there.
Isn't your character bad at math?
But he has to sleep. I mean, he knows how long to sleep for.
Fair.
Yeah. I had as
but
long
you
as
can-
I had many hours to calculate it. I'm sure I got it right.
He's still calculating it.
Yeah. In sentry mode, he's like, if I carry the one this way, does that help?
Okay. So yeah, he's in Sentry right now. Hank is talking to Greg and also the bad looking dude who's actually got a good heart. His name is Gregir. I know they're close names, but go with it. Greg and Greg,
They are.
they go by sometimes. They just both go by Greg every once in a while.
The Gregs.
Like, yeah, we're the Gregs. Nice to meet you. Here you're filling in for someone. I don't know if he's sick or whatnot, but we're just told getting someone new on the crew.
Yeah, well, happy to be here. Yeah, I got room for 2 more.
Yeah. I mean, like, of course, everyone loves dogs. You're allowed to come in with that dog. Yeah, that's great. We're gonna start heading out. If you want to come with us, we're gonna go down that way to the South Tower.
All right.
If Ruby's still in a trance, I'm going to slip the flute into his flute slot. And also
I don't like that.
this mysterious liquid into a pocket.
Do you do this though?
No. That's a different person that neither of us have met.
Oh, then I wake up immediately and gain exhaustion.
Automatic selection here. Or unselect things.
And they go in that room. And like as you're coming in, you hear the other 2 guards be like, "Thank God, we just wanted to go to the mess hall and eat. It smells delicious in there." And they actually just rush into the mess hall.
I'm assuming afterwards I'm just sitting somewhere eating whatever is out.
Yeah.
Hank, I almost called him Shank. Hank is actually going to send the dog in ahead just to kind of give Jen
Smells-
some
yeah.
warning that
Yeah, Greg-
the rest
Greg's
of us
like-
are arriving.
Smells really good. It's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right here. I've been told when we're on South Guard duty, sometimes we can sneak into the mess hall and get some food. Just got to make sure none of the warden doesn't come around. But other than that,
Oh, shift B. Oh, I look up for my food. Has shift begun?
He up and said, yeah, they're heading over to the South Tower now, but the other lads decided to slip in here to get something to eat first.
Well, you also walked right past our post into here. The room that you walked through is our post.
Oh, is it? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
yeah, that's
As I see the 2 guys for my shift walk in, I just go, "Oh, I don't need as much sleep as you. I'll cover while you
they're
boys
not
get
from
something
your
to eat."
shift. You walked past those 2 guys. They were from the old shift. They walk in very happily because they've been smelling what's happened in the kitchen for a while.
Oh.
And they like rush in and they're just like, one of them actually goes up
Oh, gosh.
to Ruby.
Yeah.
Like, so what's on? It smells great. What's on the menu today?
I'm gonna check as I walk past this guy. Does he have similar name tags to me?
Roll an investigation check.
All right. No
What a
fucking
nice
clue.
quick glance.
Oh no.
So what exactly are you looking for in that question?
Well,
In case you roll
eventually,
high enough.
eventually, I want to swap my name tag out for somebody else's that would. It would. If you weren't really looking, it would look like I have the right name tag. But hypothetically, if we were making a quick escape and the warden goes, "Oh, Jensen Axborn is compromised. Shut off his credentials." They don't
Gotcha.
shut mine off. They shut off whatever fuckbag's name is over there. And I can keep going through, and I'd have to spend time figuring out which credentials I actually have, so we can still freely move around the prison.
That makes sense. But yeah, you haven't been able to really see.
But also that guy, it doesn't matter on that guy because I also realize I don't want night shift credentials because my day shift ones I wouldn't be able to move anywhere on my shift. You told us earlier that they shut off when you're meant to be asleep.
Yeah.
So.
Okie dokie. So yeah, South is on their shift at this point. You're just spending your time watching out the back.
I'm gonna tell the other two guys from yesterday.
The Gregs.
I'm assuming was the other guy new too? I know Greg was.
Yeah,
on.
he's new. He wasn't up top. He wasn't with you guys originally yesterday, but they brought him over to be with Greg.
Yeah. Same deal as yesterday, boys. I don't need to sleep as much as you do. I got up early and already had my shift breakfast. If you want to take the hit the mess, I can cover the South Watch for a bit.
Sure, I have no reason to say no. Like, thanks. I appreciate it. And they both go over.
I'm gonna say the door was shut when they left.
Here.
What happened to I don't remember his name that we were calling, but Raffin.
No one knows.
Well, I'm asking Hank.
He's asking. Okay. Hank says, I'm not sure. That's actually what I was trying to find out. I was sent in ahead to kind of keep an eye on things, and if everything went belly up, to try and help you guys in any way I can.
Just as a lore-wise thing, so that I can mentally be okay with us glancing over the fact that I'm trusting him, I'm going to say it's like, so whatever our contact's name was, but I'm going to say it a little bit wrong. Put you here as backup, huh? What was it? I don't remember.
Nim. He says, Nim sent me on ahead, yeah.
Yeah.
Good catch. All right. Yeah, with Raffin gone, our plans have changed. I tossed the warden's office last night, but what we're looking for seems to be hidden behind some locked file cabinets, and I haven't been able to source any thieves' tools. I didn't want to make it too obvious that I'd broken in, so I didn't try the direct route of cracking open the drawers.
If I've been here any longer, would I maybe have some prior knowledge of where we might be able to? I mean,
You would know that thieves' tools would be considered contraband, and they would all be held in the armory.
it would all be held in where the spectator is.
Correct.
You would also know that we do go into the armory on our rotation, but it's from the north tower to the south tower. But we didn't really get to explore the armory. It's mostly going in, seeing that there's that wandering eye monster, being like, "Hey, is everything good?"
Does the dog need any equipment? Any kind of like harness or anything?
Not as far as I know.
No, they wouldn't. Okay. I was thinking I could like fake break something like that and go to the armory for a replacement, but
Yeah, the dog doesn't really have any equipment on him.
Do any of us have ranged weapons when we're looking out these arrow slits?
I mean, there are a couple crossbows around the room that you can pick up and shoot.
Are we out of bolts, perhaps?
No, there are bolts.
Okay. No, I'm trying to figure out if there's any reason why we should try to go procure more things.
You do remember from yesterday that you guys didn't see a lot of action.
Yeah.
That was everyone's big thing.
Okay. Just so you know, I don't know about the other guy in here, but the orc was he's very gung ho. He's very happy to be posted here. I gave him the opportunity yesterday to slack off, and he wouldn't take it. I don't know about the other person. I don't know that I saw the other guy last night, right? Because my perception check or investigation check was pretty low. So okay.
While we're talking, I'm also gonna have the dog like listening to see if there's anybody
coming.
We can hear anybody kind of like approaching the doors or even like.
We should also move to arrow slits.
Yeah. suppose I actually ask, you wouldn't happen to have whatever was in that vial from last night still on you, would you?
I think I gave everything back to. I put Ruby was in a trance state. I slipped it and it was back into his pockets. I have no idea what that vial was.
Says, yeah, me either. But Boop Snoop McBooplestoot seemed to believe that you would recognize it.
I have no idea why he would think that.
But it got me thinking. If he has any more, we could claim to have found it stashed somewhere, and to be on our way to confiscate it at some point. That could give us reason to peruse the armory. Get us into the confiscation bit. Or contraband bit.
Unfortunately, maybe when the other guys come back, you can make your run into the kitchen and see if you can pick it back up. It'll be a while until we're back on rotation of the armory. We'll be down here until the next patrol comes by, and they'll swap us out.
Okay.
Or actually, sorry, are they still doing that?
Well, yeah,
So
that is still the plan.
I think it's every, was it 15 or 20 minutes somebody makes it down here?
Yeah.
I'll see if I can.
Up.
That was great. I mean, if you haven't eaten anything today, let me tell you, it was fantastic in there.
Hank, you might want to get
I've had here.
You might want to go get it to go. I don't think you have enough time to eat it in there, but
Yeah, shift should be coming. Patrol should be coming in pretty soon.
we won't be back down here for potentially another hour or so, depending on how the rotas work.
Sure thing. Thanks a lot. And like the dog will be over at like staring wistfully at the door, and he'll be like, "It looks like the dog's looking for something to eat, to chew on too." So I'm gonna go take care of that real quick. He'll head in. Is Ruby still?
Ruby
Take it
should
right
be
out
up
of
at this.
Just take it right out of his pocket.
Ruby should be out of a trance at this point.
And there's
Okay.
a dude standing next to him.
I'd be
Yeah, the
gabbing
person
away at this
Yeah.
guy, whatever he
Yeah.
wanted to talk about.
You randomly came out of Sentry because he kept on asking you, so what's on the menu? This looks really good. Why aren't you talking to me? And then you snap out of Sentry.
Ice salamander and
Oh, God.
potatoes.
Okay. Thank you.
Would you like
Yeah.
some?
Sure.
It's supposedly very good.
It's great. It smells great. Sure, thank you. And he walks. People still can come out of the door just
I
fine.
was gonna say, you hear screaming coming from the dormitory as Boop realizes he's locked in the sleeping area.
One of the cooks comes over and is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I locked it when it came out last night. It's just a really stressful job.
so
I
small in
apologize." It's really
I just-
small, dude.
I've just set the bar for the employees so high that they
Little-
killed all the other ones.
little tip. The storage unit above this, as long as you don't get locked in there, it makes a good place to sleep.
Okay,
Not around
good-
as many people. We go there
good to know.
sometimes for bricks.
I think we're running out of oxygen.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's pretty rough in there.
I have a favor to ask of you.
Okay.
I need a new name tag.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go grab the head chef. He can do it for you. What do you need on the name tag?
I would just get 2 more name tags, and on the first one, write Boop Snoop. On the second one, write McBooplestoot.
You can't.
Well,
even
no,
say
what
the
if you
front
had
of his
3
name?
name tags and the middle one was just Mick?
That's great.
So that when you inevitably take 2 name tags, your name is just Mick.
He's the master of ceremonies for the kitchen.
I mean, as far as I know, that's not going to fit properly, but we'll see
I
what we can
said
do.
on 2.
Yeah, I know, but that split doesn't work.
Well,
You-
I mean, you can arrange it in different ways.
Yeah, why
Man,
don't you do?
I just-
why don't you
man,
do
I
Boop
just
Snoop
cook here.
M?
I
You
just
do
cook
Boop
here.
Snoop M, and then Booble Stoot.
Look, I'm assuming the name tags are adhesive, correct? They just stick to you, or are they pinned?
No, they're adhesive.
All right, well then just like stick them together and right across the whole thing.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very uniform, but I'll ask him about it.
I don't think that's protocol.
That's not up to code.
If he has any questions, tell him to come ask me, and I'll talk to him about it.
I've got
Sure.
my handbook open.
Okay. So yeah, Ruby comes out of a trance. Boop Snoop McBooble Stoot is able to get out of his sleeping quarters.
Thank God.
All right. Hank is going to approach Ruby. Like, smells good this morning. I'll have whatever is special today, and also maybe a bit more of what I got last night, if you've got any left over. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Verbal wink.
I wink back at him and I go, we kind of sold out.
Like, check your pockets.
How did this get here?
Amazing.
I was like,
Pocket that.
I look over Boop Snoop McBoople.
I'm not in there. I'm still waiting for my name tag.
Oh, you're gonna wait for it. I'm like, did we forget to give it to you?
What?
Did we forget to give it to you?
He'll shake his head and he'll say, "No, Jensen returned it to you while you were still sleeping."
He is pretty sneaky.
Just put it in your shirt behind it.
Hank will thank him for that, and I guess there's nobody else in here at the moment, eh?
No. The other two
Alright.
left. They were on the
He'll,
other guard duty, and they were going to sleep.
He'll kind of like, I guess, send the dog over here just to kind of and watch for him, and he'll like kind of lean close and be like, "All right, speaking kind of slowly because he's not really sure that Definto can get all this, despite the fact that he missed the bit earlier where Definto was reciting his recipe. So he's like, all right, whenever you talk to the others, let them know I'm going to try and find this while walking the dog later, and see if I can confiscate it and get myself into the contraband. All right." And then he'll go back and join the rest of the group.
Got it.
Uh-oh.
The head chef comes over to the Boop Snoop McBoople Stoot and is like, so we weren't expecting to have to reprint any name tags since you got here. So they were in a bit of a rush. I'm sorry. And he hands you a first name tag which says Boop Snoo, and then the second one says McBoople Stoot.
There was enough room.
I will reluctantly take the two name tags.
If you put them together in the right way,
and
you should
we'll
be
put
okay.
them together in the right way so that
Just
it
make
makes
sure
one.
you don't lose one of them or any of them this time, because they're not used to making name tags when there's not,
I think it was stolen from
coming
me. I don't believe I lost it.
Oh,
Why
stolen.
would you say it that way?
I'll inform the guards at once.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I would appreciate if you would let them know.
The head chef just leaves.
I really want to sleight of hands your things off and then make it Boop Stoop Mick Poople Snoot. Now the other one.
Poople Stoot.
All right. At that point, I will head out into the mess hall.
Okay.
While there's no one here, do I get a moment?
Sure. No one
I
wants to.
slap the name tag onto the end so it says Boop Snoot McBoople Stoot Boople Stoot at the end. and then I pull it back off and I'm like, you already fixed it.
Yes. Yes, I did. But thank you for trying.
But now you have a complete set of name tags.
Our
So shift change happens. The other two guards come in from the north tower.
Our friend came by and said,
So wait a second. Hank, you'd noticed that something changed hands between Greg 2 and one of the deep gnomes.
Okay.
Oh, and he's already left. They've already left. There was no conversation of who's leaving.
No, they actually, like, Greg would have looked back and said, "You guys coming for patrol?"
All right.
Greg 1. Not
The nice
here.
Greg, not Greg 2.
Greg 2 was a nice guy. He was nice to you. He just doesn't look nice. Misunderstood.
Hank will stay right behind you. Any chance the dog can smell? Like, is there a distinct smell in whatever changed hands?
Can do a perception check. Does Mastiffs have advantage on that using here? Yeah.
So,
Smell. Sorry, on smell. I mean,
Dogs have a better thing for smell than they would sight.
is it frogs? I think they get
you'd have-
advantage on
You have
this.
advantage, yeah. You have for smell. So you can roll one more time. It doesn't have a distinct smell to it specifically. He kind of is sniffing the air, and he isn't able to really follow any like
Okay.
drug, because like your dog would know what like drugs or maybe specific leads for like weapons or whatnot, if they have any specific smell to them or whatever. Because you're a bounty hunter, your dog's trained in tracking. He just smells a lot of really good food.
I'll let away for later. And
What if I'm gonna check these guys' name tags out to see if they're anything similar to mine.
Do an investigation check.
One of these is gonna work. Better, but still not great.
"You got the only different one."
You do notice, yeah, no, they don't seem to have anything near similar to you as far as names go. No same initials or anything.
You're the only male with a pink name tag.
Nailed it.
Hey,
Where are you going?
we're
You guys are switching
going with,
patrol.
No, didn't the other guys go? I thought it was two at a time relief.
well, that's right.
Oh,
That's
is it?
good. You just
That's why I was confused. They just left without like we didn't even talk about who was going.
Yeah.
So they go do the thing. So you guys can continue Boop Stoop as Boop will Stoop and friend.
So I found something in my pockets, and it looked awful familiar to that thing that you gave Hank the other day. And, you know, I'm pretty sure it was the same one, but anyway, apparently it got given back to me, and he's gonna walk the dog later, and there's gonna be contraband, if you know what I mean.
I like that you didn't leave him room for the I know what I mean. You just said it. Are you sure you have a 20 in charisma?
I'm very genuine, so you know exactly what I mean. That's the way I'm playing charisma.
I hope they don't give that to anyone to take.
I didn't really ask questions. I was so confused, though. I probably should have asked questions. That's usually the time to ask a lot of questions. I messed up.
It's true.
Yeah, I will learn from this. I'll become better.
I believe that you will. Well,
I hope someone comes to like relieve us soon or something, or like, you know, comes
Well, you
to
guys are
escort
cooks.
us somewhere.
You do whatever you want.
We can't
gonna go back
leave
to
without
the-
an
Except
escort.
leave. Except leave.
I'm gonna go back to the kitchen and help out in there.
You want to play dragon chess?
Sure.
Okay. You do so the two Hank does hear a bit of commotion in the center. Panopticon
Oh, all right.
towards that direction.
Anybody else here? You know, like the dog will kind of perk up its.
The dog kind of perks up his ears, yeah.
Before, and then he will, and he'll be like,
You didn't hear like a call or anything to go there, but you are hearing commotion.
yeah, he'll say, he does, actually, he'll say, oh, you gentlemen might need to excuse me for a moment. The dog needs to take a break, if you know what I mean.
Sure, feel free. Yep, dog does the thing. We'll cover for you if you need it.
All right, and the nearest, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Is there a way to do that?
What do you mean? Go,
Like, can you see my mouse, my cursor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is the nearest outside?
yes.
Okay. So yeah, he'll just indicate that, he's going to take a step out next to the south.
Well, actually, no. Technically,
No,
the
right
the
here
nearest
is-
outside's right down.
Oh.
We're
Okay.
guarding the south gate.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
I just realized that.
Right.
So you can just step
He'll,
out there if you want to.
take a step. Oh, it's not going to let me move the door there. With the dog, and just take a look while he's out there. Kind of.
Just so you know, we can see out there. Like, we're guarding the
There are
arrow
arrow
slits
slits, yeah.
to the direction you said you were just gonna go. You would know that.
He'll send the dog out ahead, and so they can see the dog come out and go around the corner. Can they see me up here?
No.
Okay. He wants to peek through this door and see what's going on up there.
Sure. You roll a stealth check actually, since you're a little peek.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like you've got a pretty good peek. So you see the center panopticon seems to have through the arrow slits into the center panopticon. There doesn't seem to be as many guards, and you're hearing a lot of commotion from like the west part of the center area. You hear just some people saying, quiet down in there. How dare you?
How dare I?
Like one of the prisoners kind of have a back and forth. A couple of them seem like they're rather rowdy.
All right. Once the dog is done, Hank will come back. He'll join the others and he'll say, well, that's done. I couldn't help but here it sounds like there might be some trouble up near Central.
Really? Strange. Nothing bad ever really happens here. Surprised.
Oh, on ship change yesterday, there seemed to be some commotion with the southwest cells.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds about right.
Yeah, I didn't actually know about that. I guess everyone's getting a little bit rowdy. Huh. Wonder what's happening around here. Hopefully nothing suspicious.
Did you guys get some grub yet? I know you were just coming out of the north tower.
I'm fine. My other friend here, Tosh, can probably get some grub, but I'm good. I'm just gonna sit out back. Maybe peek my head out and see if I can see all this commotion. Maybe I want to get a little action.
I'll cover for you.
Sure. He goes and he peeks his head out. Door closes. Boop. While you're about to do that, the head cook comes in. It's like, you can come back in if you want. You don't have to stand out here all the time. Like, we can just rotate out normally. Like, we don't need to be relieved of your post here. As long as you stick between these two places, like, no one's gonna yell at you. You can keep bumping back and forth.
Sorry, we're playing a game of chess.
My apologies. So, yeah.
Is there did you say something?
So you can stay. No, I mean, there's a little bit of a commotion in the center. So apparently one of the prisoners tried to punch a guard in the face.
We didn't see nothing.
You couldn't have seen anything. We're very far away from.
Like you
I'm
said,
just
he
one.
didn't see anything.
We were playing chess.
Yeah, I wasn't asking you about whether that. I'm just saying.
We don't know anything about the guard commotion.
You didn't even
Why is
say
it
I
so
had the
weird
right to
about it?
remain silent. Why is this an interrogation?
God, it was me.
You know,
Which prisoner?
all I was saying, all I was saying is that you, I wanted to make sure you guys were doing okay. We have the guards looking for your other part of your name tag. Put them on a little bit higher alert because apparently, if it got stolen, you know, they're a little bit more, you know, alert. Especially with this prison thing too, they're probably even a little more alert now.
Well, as you can see, it's back.
Oh,
I think one of the guards brought it back to me. I was serving people at the time, so I don't remember the exact situation.
your deception check.
Fuck.
Can I say something and help him?
Nah, this is his deception right now. Yeah, no. So technically, he is trying. Nah, okay. Yeah, it's like, oh, well, that's good. I'm not going to be able to talk to the guards right now, though, to kind of tell them to calm down a bit. I will when I get a chance, though. There.
Wait, so did the prisoners start causing problems, or did they go out in search
one
of the
guards,
name tag and that caused
one of the guards?
problems?
No, one of the guards that was on duty around the center area. He actually stumbled in there by accident, and then one of the prisoners started calling him names. There was a little altercation back and forth, and the prisoner tried to punch him in the face.
Oh.
Then another one of the prisoners got kind of rowdy on the situation. You know how they are sometimes.
I feel like that tends to spread.
Yeah. So they're trying to deal with that right now, quiet everything down.
Well, I'm happy you don't have to deal with that here.
Yeah, no, we're fine here. Everything's A-okay.
Which prisoner was it?
It was prisoner 200 that started it, and prisoner 6 that kept going. Currently, they're on lockdown. Prisoners won't be moving at the moment. So,
What does that mean exactly? All the cells are locked and none of the prisoners. How do they eat?
yeah. I mean, we'll bring food to them if necessary. I mean, they can go a little ways without eating. We'll make sure that they
I'm
won't
not gonna lie,
starve.
I'm new here. Do we have to deliver food to the prisoners?
No. Guards come and they deliver the food if necessary.
Okay.
Especially
Very
in a
new
time
here.
where they're on lockdown. That would be. We don't want to risk our lives for that.
I only know how to cook and kind of play dragon chess.
Sure. That's that. Yeah. Anyway. So. Like I said, you guys don't have to stay in here and play. If you want to continue your game, that's fine, and just keep watch.
Wait.
Anyone? What?
You mean we can leave?
No. You can stay in here, or you can come back to the kitchen. Is what I'm saying. So we can go back and forth.
Oh, yeah, we could go in the kitchen, but I worked all night. My back is killing me.
Yeah, you did work very late. I heard. From
Is there something going on in the kitchen?
No, I'm just saying you don't have to stay out here. I don't want you to think that you have to. You've been out here longer than most people would. That's all I'm saying. I just don't want you to feel like you have to.
Is there something we can do back there? Because I don't think
food and whatnot.
I don't think there was any question as to whether or not we could go back and forth in between.
No. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. That's all.
Okay.
And also, I wanted to tell you about the name tag. That was really the more important thing. But
Thank you.
Found it. One of the guards brought it to you.
I appreciate you keeping on top of that.
I know that your name is very important to you, Boop Snoop, Boople Stoot.
Raise the counter.
Thank you.
But yeah, I'll go back into the kitchen and keep doing a little bit of prep.
All right, yeah, I'll go in there too. I think for a bit since I didn't work as late.
Sure.
That means I win! Another win for Ruby Rhythms!
All right,
Definitely
we're back
not
in
a
the
porn
kitchen.
star.
Is anyone talking about anything in here?
You hear some talk of like, wow, this is some of the best food we've ever had made. It's kind of crazy. Also, you hear about the commotion of the prisoners. Like, that doesn't happen very often. Something's got to be going on. You can interject either if you want, but that's what you would hear as far as just around the commotion. Like, this is very rare, and also this food is amazing.
I'll walk up to the people talking about it being very rare. So has it never happened before, or happens very infrequently? I've only been here for a couple of days.
So we keep. I mean, the prisoners in here are they're kind of like, you know, they're bad people. So you know, the right instigation that some guard might do by accident, let's say, is a little bit can have that happen. It's just rare, is all.
Anything weird about it this time, as opposed to times in the past?
As far as I know, I mean, like I imagine they did protocol. Everyone in the Panopticon goes out to the prison cell where they saw the things happen, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I heard that the warden came down just to make sure everything's okay. She might actually be on this way soon. She heard that the meal's great again.
Good. All right, I'll keep an eye out for her. Okay. Thanks.
No, thank you.
I don't know if we've met. My name is Boop Stoop McBooblesnoot. I messed that up completely.
No, it's not.
Boop Stoop McBooblesnoot.
Arlo Kettletoe. It's a halfling that's in front of you.
What do you say?
Arlo Kettletoe.
Oh, nice to meet you. Of the McBooblesnoots. I don't know if you've heard of our family.
Famous vampire hunters.
That was a 5. No, they have no clue. I've never heard this name before.
Oh, fair.
My
Okay.
apologies.
No, that's fine. Got a bit of a pottery business. Don't know if you had seen it advertised anywhere.
I love pottery. Can you cook in it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can cook in it. You can serve food in it. It can be decorative. Just anything you want.
Can you get me some?
I'm sure if
we
you just
leave
want to... If you just want to like write down your address or someplace I can reach you at, then I'd be happy.
That seems kind of sketchy. My address. I was just gonna. If you had a magazine on you, I don't know how, like, people sending.
I don't, unfortunately. I mean, I feel like that's pretty common sales practice. If you want to purchase something,
check.
You'll give someone. I feel like this should be a very low DC because I feel like that's a very common thing.
Yeah, no, you're fine. It's like,
I'm doing great.
sure. She gives you her name and address and everything written down. Yeah, you know what? Sure.
There's like a PO box. It's fine. I don't need to know where you live.
I don't really have my mail delivered to where I live. So.
All right. Well, sure. Yeah, I'll send you I'll send you a catalog, and then
that'd be great. So I can choose from it, and you only send it once, right?
we try to. Yes. Sometimes you have issues with the mail. I'll give you a fair warning.
Oh. Okay.
But we try our best.
Okay.
Please send me pottery catalogs and also steal my identity.
I also need your social security number and your mother's name.
For no reason.
The name of your first dog and where you went to school.
So this
Random question: what was the name of your first best friend?
First
What town did you
employer,
grow up in?
mother's maiden name.
All right.
So the deep
Would,
gnome that went out came back in.
Would
It's like,
I have had a chance to talk very briefly with
sure,
Jensen?
you can have a talk before they actually come in. That's
I
fine.
just didn't want to interrupt.
There's a lot of things going on.
I'm just playing my own campaign.
It's great. I can just see this one with the
Hank was
Thieves
just
Guild. You
going
just
to-
walk in with a flyer. Anyway,
Hank was just gonna,
I may
like,
just stay here. I haven't decided yet.
keep his voice low and quickly tell Jensen about his plan and see what he thinks. Like, use the vial and find it somewhere and see if we can get access to the contraband by, confiscating it.
On our trip back down south here from the North Station, we can find it in the courtyard. And then the next space is the armory anyway.
All right, sounds good. Because that was basically his plan. Was either
How was your sleight of hand so you can look like you found it?
How good are you at sleight of handing things?
Not amazing. Honestly, kind of surprised. I made.
I'm
the
pretty
one
good,
yes-
so maybe I find it, and then I'll announce that I found it to you, and you suggest we go to the armory?
That sounds like a plan, and he'll hand it over while we're still alone.
Perfect.
Sure.
Plan.
And then once he hands it over, the deep gnome will come to the door. But it's been kind of crazy out there. Everyone's.
Did you get to hit any inmates, or?
No. Pretty much just yelled at him a little bit because they were yelling at us. Apparently, they almost punched a guy. One of the inmates.
Oh, who almost got punched?
Greg Ear. He stumbled into the center by accident. He was saying, and one of the inmates just started calling him out. Greg Ear's a nice guy, but if you call any of he said your mother, and that just kind of set Greg Ear off.
Was that to the guy who looked like a bandit lord, or was that the guy who looked...
Yeah. That was the guy who looks mean, but it's actually a heart of gold.
Did you say we saw one of the Gregs hand something to a deep gnome, or did one of the deep gnomes
The other way around.
the Gregs?
So the deep gnome handed something to one of the Gregs, and then one of the Gregs just got in an altercation in the circle, so it sounds
Deep
like there was a
Gnome
hand.
handed something to
Yeah.
Greg 1. Not Greg Ear, but Greg 1.
Oh, Greg 1 got handed something.
Yeah.
So maybe he handed something off while Greg Ear caused a commotion. Caused a distraction. Yeah. Probably right. Interesting.
Okay. So at this point, the warden comes in. Famished, it's been a crazy. I just need some ale. How's
Hey,
everyone doing today?
Stand at... Oh, right. Multiple personality, stand at attention, and
Yeah.
still a ma'am, right?
Still need to be treated with the same respect. Don't you forget it. Gonna get some food and some ale.
Food's
That was a
delicious
crazy
today.
time. Thanks for letting me know. Still haven't gotten a chance to try it yet. And, she goes in. Sits down and eats. At this point, it's guard change duty. You guys would have 2 people walk in, give you guys nods. Hear the food's delicious today. Kind of excited to get a chance to try it.
Oh, fuck. We never told the guy who went in for his meal that the warden was here, so she just walked in on us being understaffed.
Yeah, the warden doesn't look very happy and is like, "Hey, you, get back to your duties." And he's like, "Sorry, warden." Runs along.
Guys, what the fuck?
Why didn't any of you guys tell me about this?
I
God,
wasn't expecting the warden to walk through.
Yeah, we
You were
couldn't
gone a
say
long time.
anything. Whatever, just go to the North Tower.
Why were you gone for 25 minutes? You know
I was
Rhodas are
eating
15s.
food. Sorry, I got distracted
Hank will
by
like,
the
looked at
food.
me, he was like, "What? Should I have sent the dog to tell you?"
That would have been great. I don't care. I mean, if a dog walked in, I probably would have known something was up. I was watching some people play chess. It was rather intriguing.
God, you're boring. I just walk right out the door.
Okay. You guys make your
Do I
way.
spot any blood or anything out in the hallway?
Nope.
All right.
You actually do also see in the Panopticon, most people have gone back to normal. Back
Gotcha.
towards the center. To the arrow slits.
We don't see anything on the floor or anything or any markings.
Nope. Do a perception check actually. Let's see what you see.
All right.
You don't see any markings or anything on the floor. Just normal stuff. You see like you can make out like the different scuffs on the floor from different patrols, but nothing specific. Nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
And we know that our rota does or doesn't go into the meeting room. I mean, the map shows that it doesn't go in there, but were we instructed to not check storage or meeting in our...
Doesn't the map show that you do? No, you don't go to meeting. You just go to armory. That's the only place. you go to
Armory and courtyard are the only two off
Yeah.
of the path, so I wasn't sure how accurate that was. And we can't see in the cells from here, so there's not a ton going on.
No. Just your normal roundabout. I guess you would see like a guard just kind of walking back to over here. At this
Yeah, I
point.
guess we linger at the hallways where we can see the Panopticon.
Yeah.
And you just see those people just making their way back to the Panopticon.
Making my way downtown, walking
Walking
fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. I love that this map is huge and this hallway is the tiniest thing known to man.
Right? It's great. I love it. Okay. So while they're walking their way around, they don't find anything else at the moment.
I don't think storage would have anything that we would need to look at. Like, storage wouldn't have thieves' tools in it. That would be a weird thing to keep on hand.
Good check.
Would storage have any food in it?
That's probably where...
It's where some of the food is stored, like any
Alright,
of the
so,
not used. Yeah.
I could
That
let
day.
the dog in first, and then if we need like an excuse or anything, we would just, oh, I'm sorry, the dog smelled something good and ran in.
Yeah, I just don't know what the end... I don't know if there's anything worthwhile to grab in there.
Yeah.
It's a storage in where all the poop goes.
Be a lot of poop there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do that if you'd like.
We could take a look and yeah, have that fall back on if there's anybody in there.
So if your dog's gonna make a perception check, it's gonna be normal because the poop is causing a disadvantage effect, but your dog has advantage, so it's normal perception. It's great. Your dog doesn't really smell any contraband. You smell a lot of different foods. There are linens that are kept here. There are a couple of extra guard badges that would be stored here.
I'd grab those.
And that's pretty much it. for
Does
storage.
the storage room, is it directly observed by the guard tower?
Let me double check.
Or is there a ceiling? Because the courtyard's open air, you like the guard tower can see in, but I don't think the
Yeah, so
storage
you wouldn't
room
be
is.
able to see. They wouldn't be able to see the storage. There's no arrow slits that go towards the storage tower.
So if the dog knows where the badges are, could we quickly grab some badges?
Sure.
I mean, if Jensen mentions it, Hank can like speak to the dog, so we can just send the dog to get them.
I have been actively looking for badges, so I can say keep your eye out if you see any extra badges. That way, if things go south and they deactivate ours, we'll still have a way to move around and potentially have more access to floors we shouldn't.
Yeah. All right. So when the dog gets in there, he'll pick up the badges and bring them back, finding nothing else of interest.
And you have three more badges.
I'm gonna take one. I guess Hank, you should take one, and I don't necessarily need the second one on me, but I don't care who holds the spare.
We could give it to one of the cooks so that they can move around when they're unobserved.
Yeah, we can do that on our road back. I'm gonna try. When we head up to the north tower, I'm gonna hold my badge out ahead of me to see if the door unlocks preemptively with the new badge,
Sure.
or if it's just not activated.
So you do go up to the door, and it does unlock the door.
Neat.
Whatever badge at least was not sleeping. Whoever had this badge last was not sleeping during the shift. You go in. Greg one's like, take a little. Did you happen to catch any of what happened?
No,
Crazy times.
no. I heard about it though. I heard somebody might have referred to your mother a little more harshly than they should have.
Greg Ear's just like, no one talks ill of my
Just
mother.
hauls off and slugs you in the face.
No one talks ill of the Fendelsohn mother.
Mutters.
Mothers or mother?
Mother.
The The mothers of the
mother.
clan or his mother?
My specifically, Mrs. Fendelsohn is a.
Is that Snog saying that or the pirate?
That's the pirate. That's Greg 2. Greg 2 is the one that was.
Does the campaign call them both Greg just to make it really fun?
No,
Or was that a personal
that was
decision?
a personal decision.
Perfect.
Look, we got a name like Boop Snoop McBooplestoot, so
Yeah, and what's your point?
I'm gonna put 2 Gregs in it. If we have a name like that, I'm putting 2 Gregs in.
I'm just picturing the South Tower. His names are Bill, Billy, Will, and William. Like,
How did you know?
My character's name is totally original and doesn't make something else if you swap his first and last name.
Sean Egg.
Shawshank. Whatever a prison episode. Fuck you.
Shawshank Redemption. Anyway, so yeah, it gets in. Greg 1 just steps in. Just let's not talk about it. Let him simmer for a little bit. You might get talked to. Greg 1 looks at Greg 2. You might get talked to later because of your outburst. You're not supposed to let the prisoners get to you.
It's Irish Warden Day.
Ah,
Just as
Gotcha.
a heads up, it might. I don't know which one's the worst one to be talked to by.
oh, yeah. We might want
But-
to prepare for that.
The warden is having some ale at the moment. I suspect we're the next stop.
Okay. Yeah, she'll probably be up here to talk to us, sadly enough. Oh, this is the wrong day for the Irish warden.
We'll take the next rotation out if they're in the middle of a talking
Another
to.
talk? Sure, thanks. I appreciate it.
Hank will, like, look at him sympathetically and be like, if you need to calm down, the dog doesn't bite, unless I
You have
tell him
therapy.
to. So if you wanna, if you wanna, like, give him some pats and everything, he's a real good boy and a great listener.
Yeah, can I please? I'd gladly.
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Okay. He pets the dog. He looks much more happy right now.
Tell the dog all your secrets.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I did terrible things. Who's a good boy?
Who's a good listener?
So the warden's in the kitchen at the moment, in the mess hall. Praises all around. This is the best meal I've ever had. The ale's great too, but the meal is just like makes the ale pale in comparison.
I'm
Surprised
sorry.
Ale so readily available in a prison.
Right? It's for the warden specifically. She's very open about the fact that she has 2 personalities and the other one likes ale, so.
I tried to ask if there was a guards canteen, and they said no.
No, there's not. Just, yeah.
Just the warden's private stash.
Yeah. Like, thanks for, I have to go deal with, I really don't want to go with deal with discipline, but you know how it is. Got some rowdy guards, and, thanks for the meal, thanks for the ale, appreciate it.
Ruby, she's talking to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I couldn't tell who was who. Is she in here? Is she actually talking with me?
Yeah, it's the one with the double symbols on her.
Yeah, okay. What do,
So if you're
yeah,
absorbing dragon chess.
thank you. Would you-
Yeah.
Do you want do you want anything else?
That's perfect. Like I said, I gotta go discipline someone. Not a big fan of it, but it's gotta be done. Gotta be done. Can't have people mouthing off to prisoners and having prisoners instigate anything. You know how it is.
Definitely. I relate to that.
Deeply.
Okay.
Emotions.
So, your favorite person in the world comes in to the canteen. Escorted by 2 deep gnomes.
I look at her kind of like she's my rival, if you know what I mean. And I'm like, you
Don't worry.
I hear the gasp from within the kitchen and I come out.
Yeah, I would have done it like super dramatically.
There's no way this could be worse than yesterday's bullshit.
We'll see about that. Wait.
The two guards sit down and get her sit down. She just kind of looks over. You gonna bring it to me and be all chef-like, or are you
Mess
just
up.
gonna have
Don't
someone
mess up.
get it?
Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't mess up.
I will help him and put a big show on.
Are you going with him into the kitchen, or are you just
Oh,
standing?
yes.
Okay.
So what do you... Oh, it's a perception. Or sir, no, he rolled something. Okay.
Correct.
What should we do? Is there actually people right beside us?
Yeah, the kitchen's full.
Yeah, the kitchen's moving a lot.
Okay. I don't whisper anything to him then. We're just like, okay, we gotta do this perfect. Okay.
Yep.
I
agree.
Can I see if I make this one to standard or not? Or if my
Sure.
nerves
Do a
overcome me?
performance check with advantage still, because you're being helped
Yep.
for this
Okay.
specific dish.
I make
You're
it
feeling
to
great.
standard.
Yeah, it's actually as good as it was this morning. It's perfect.
Okay.
Everyone loves it. Not quite perfect, but fantastic.
That's okay. I know I did my best. That's perfect. Like, actually,
Right.
like, this is perfect. If she doesn't like this, she's definitely lying. Or maybe she just doesn't like Ice Salamander.
I think she was lying yesterday to rile you up, but
But if she doesn't like Ice Salamander, then I'm kind of being mean by giving it to her to begin with.
well, then that's not your fault.
That's not what friends do.
She's not a friend.
I'm gonna find out what she likes to eat.
Are you even listening to me?
As you step through the door, as you step
Sometimes.
as you step through the door, you see her hastily put away a stack of papers.
Did she already get the thing I went looking for? Which I shouldn't know about.
The prisoner who's under current watch by two deep gnomes that are right next to her?
Try this on for size.
Are we in competition here?
No, she just
Worried
doesn't like my food for some reason.
She eats a couple bites, just like, oh. How did you do worse than yesterday? It was the worst of the worst I've ever had, and this is just somehow worse than it.
I
Roll for
understand now. I look over at Boop Snoop, Big Boop Stewed, and I say, I understand now. Her palate is not refined enough to appreciate it.
You say whatever you want to make this junk feel like it's anything good.
Well,
As long as
Guards
you know
are letting
what-
that slide?
Yeah.
I've had an immense amount of character growth since last time, and I know that I did my best, and that's all that matters.
You keep telling yourself that. Because if this is your best,
Was she Irish yesterday, or is now everybody
she
Irish?
had an accent yesterday. I just
Do
used
I
the
get
same
a-
accent by accident. What?
Do I get a sense that she actually feels that way? Or
An
is
inside
she...
check.
Alright.
I think she's just an asshole.
Well, even public roll does.
Like, wait a minute.
Seconds. Just gotta go feed the cats.
Hold on one second. Something's not calculating correctly, I don't think. Oh no, I'm just wrong.
You know that she's lying. She thinks it's great.
Wow, I'm rolling insane tonight for
You are.
garbage. All right. Well, I'm sorry you don't like this. I will take it away and we'll bring you some just standard fare from the back, some leftovers maybe.
Yeah,
Probably better
Move
than
to-
this garbage.
Move to take the tray away.
She just lets it happen.
I go
And
out,
I
I
take it
go-
away back to the kitchen.
I come with you, and while you're looking for that, I look for the most sloppy Joeist type steel drum I can find, and
As he
just
is-
scoop whatever the slop is onto the plate.
You want
As he-
kongi?
As he's
Konji.
walking through the door, while the door is making some sound, I very quickly whisper to him, I think the guards are in cahoots. I think those two guards are in cahoots with her.
Definitely.
And I don't like continue the conversation because there's people that I can clearly see that are within.
They're cooking. Yeah.
I turn my head a little bit to listen, and kind of like, I don't run into the wall, but I brush against it.
Just a little boop.
And, huh.
Were those the same guards as yesterday? Different guards.
Different guards.
Okay.
I think the real question is, because I'm not in there, do they have real pictures or fake or default
You don't
pictures?
know.
So, here's the
I
real
was-
question. Do I find a sloppy Joe steel drum?
Do a perception check or an investigation check. I'll let you do either.
Perception or investigation?
Sure.
+1 or -1?
You do.
Yes. And I say, you, Boop Snoop McBooplestoot, get over here and help me ladle this Joe.
I very reluctantly walk over to the pot and start like spooning it out into a bowl.
Put it this way, is it like almost empty, hopefully?
Let me roll a d20.
Come on. Let it be almost empty.
No, it's actually pretty full.
No,
Dang it.
it's too bad. All right, well, I will take the plate and bring it back out.
I'll come with you and do the same thing and say, yeah. When the door opens and closes, yeah, I think you're right.
I'll bring it over. All right, well, I hope this is more to your liking. Otherwise, I don't think we can do too much for you. And I
It was the most
place the bowl down.
it was the most ration-like thing I could find.
She just kind of eats it. Like, I've had better, but it's at least better than the other slop that you made.
I look over at Boop Snoop McBooplestoot and I say, I just found the warden the cost saving of a lifetime.
I ignore him and her and direct my attention to the two guards. I don't know. Have I seen these two guards before?
The one on her left would have been the one that was was actually watching you guys play Dragon Chess. So
Oh,
you
I
have-
missed that because I was playing Dragon Chess.
Yeah. He was
All right.
watching you.
So the one on the right, I haven't.
You haven't missed for now.
Oh, him. I go. I don't think we've met. My name is Boop Snoop McBooplestoot
Ah!
of the McBooplestoot. Not sure if you've heard of me.
First of his name.
Oh God, no.
Did you mean for him to be a bandit?
Yeah. No, like some of them have those kind of stats.
Oh, okay.
It's stat blocks that are supposed to be like, yeah.
It's definitely not suspicious that one of the guards
No.
is named Bandit.
Bandit.
Bandit Keith.
What a
An
surprise.
untrustworthy John.
No, it's just it's Tosh. Tosh is the name. Never heard of Boop Snoop Big Booplestoot before in my life.
You've never
get
gotten
that.
one of the catalogs?
You're not there.
I know.
I get that sometimes. How long have you been here? I don't think I've seen you around.
Oh, I actually came in on the last shift.
Like this very last one?
Yeah. think I saw your cooking pal. Between you and me, I think you make some delicious stuff. I don't know why she keeps saying that.
I just think she's trying to get under his skin. Also,
She
she can hear
has
us. She's
evil
literally standing
in
right next
his
to us.
soul.
She sometimes
She's
doesn't
a
pay attention.
heartless
She,
woman.
Fair.
she just lets out a laugh.
She doesn't care about other people's feelings.
Well, that was pretty wild. We heard about that incident that happened on the
Yeah.
quad,
I was
which is
in
not
here
what it's
eating
called.
food. The Panopticon.
Thank you.
I was out here eating food I was watching you guys play chess.
I'm talking to the other one.
Oh, and it was like, yeah, I got to actually see a little bit of the action. And I walked out there. I was on guard duty. The guards in there let me just go out. By action, I mean we pretty much just yelled at the prisoners to stop. It wasn't a lot, but here we are. You know.
Do I get any sense that there is something off in either appearance or in the way that they are conducting themselves?
So, player to player, would you like me to say something stupid that could yield something, or do you want to keep investigating like this?
I mean, you can roll an investigation check. I just trying to decide if you rolled high enough, what would happen. But yeah, you can roll an investigation check.
Something my passive 19 investigation would yield some information.
I mean, like, even with the passive 19, it's not like it's not like they're really being, there's nothing really off about them.
Okay.
Like, you did notice that, you know, Prisoner 13 stowed some papers away. But the two guards don't really seem to be, you know, doing anything crazy.
Go for it, Ruby.
Did we see that with the... Before I do the really stupid thing, I need a clarification.
When we saw her shove those papers away, do we know if the guards were aware of the paper? Like, were they looking in her?
Check.
Like, were they looking at her? Did they have their backs turned? What way were they facing? That's all I'm kind of looking at. That's all I would have to go on. Which direction were they facing, and
Okay,
could
for
they?
that, do a perception check. 'Cause
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you would have noticed the finer details other than that.
Crit.
You would know
I
that
won't even roll.
They were looking forward. They weren't looking away from her, though. Like, they weren't looking at her or away from her. So they possibly could have noticed what was happening.
So they could have noticed what was happening, and my personal knowledge of guards would be that that's way too relaxed. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were they fighting over those papers?
I don't know what you're talking about. Wait a minute.
I'm just gonna point to where I saw them stowed.
Yeah. You can have them back if you want. I have all the information I really need.
No, I don't really care about them, but were they fighting over that?
I don't know what they were fighting over. I was off in the prison. The other two just kind of look surprised.
Yeah, I was going to ask what the response was from
The
the
other
two
just
guards.
like, yep, they didn't respond. They're just starting to sweat.
Actually, yeah, I would like to look at one page of it really quick to make sure that it's not a secret recipe that you're hiding from me.
Well, I mean, you already know what's on it. We talked about it the other day.
Oh!
Just turns out someone knows how to do the job better than you.
I mean,
crew.
I don't think anybody won.
The two of them are
Of
just
us.
like trying to distance themselves.
I don't think anybody here cooks better than me, so no. I refute your argument.
I mean, everybody here cooks better than you. The slop I got was better than what you served me.
Huh. Well, that stings.
She's clearly lying. I wouldn't take it to heart.
Is she though? Is she?
Tell your friend whatever you'd like to make him feel better.
I will. Thank you.
I mean,
But wait,
you guys can fight over it. I know where the thing you're looking for is. You can fight over it for my entertainment if you'd like. You might get caught by the guards. I'd just go to a prison cell. You'd probably be put in another prison cell or killed. I don't really
You
care
just
who gets
okay
the
with this
information.
happening right next to you, in front of you? What are you two doing? I say to the two guards that are standing right behind her while this is all happening.
As they're just backing away, they're both separating themselves.
Oh,
They're
you're
like,
leaving.
I don't know what you could possibly be talking about.
okay, so I look at the prison. I take this as a very
This is where
huge
they,
hint.
that's where they are right now.
Yeah, and I'm just like, look, you know what we want. Is there anything else we can do to help accommodate you on the menu? And I wink
With both eyes.
at the same time to show that I'm serious about winking. With purpose.
You know, if you just, I don't know, keep watch at the doors for a bit while I read over these documents, maybe that would help a little bit. Persuade me to give you the key. I gotta read them over, you know.
I'm gonna need a bit more than a maybe.
We've been over this once before. That's what you get.
This is where you could charm her.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
Fair.
I'm pretty sure when I hinted at that last time, I got told about the tattoos that she has.
I didn't directly tell you that afterwards.
I
I
feel
told
like
you about the tattoos beforehand.
perhaps. I still feel like that's not a good idea, though. I'll be like, we will get you out of here if you don't tell us, and you seem to want to be here. And I walk walk over to whatever door needs listened to. I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
But she's like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to get out of here at all. But yeah, just go watch the other door. One of your friends is over there. Go have a little chat with your friends that were trying to, you know, steal right from under your nose. Maybe beat them up. Could be interesting to watch.
What?
What?
Friends that we're gonna steal from under our nose?
The two guards that are slowly walking away.
Bro,
They stole something?
it's the guy who's not present.
She just pulls out the papers. Do you know the papers that you were supposed to get me?
Yeah.
They got them first. Like I can't get this through your head quick. You know, just go stand by one of the doors. Go ask them. This has been a pain. Like there's talking to you makes no sense.
I'm sorry, it's my first day working with
You.
you. Sometimes I just start a sentence and I just want to see where it goes, you know? Let it live its own life.
You just like it's like typing half a prompt and then seeing what it comes up with.
I don't know if I should comment on how corrupt they are.
I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, I'm just gonna stand over here and stand watch. Better than you.
I'm very confused as to maybe I can't see the room. I thought the guards were leaving.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
no,
stood
the guard
there.
went to that door.
You went to the corner, yeah.
Gotcha,
The other
okay.
one went to that door and closed it. Actually, ended up closing it.
Have we
Yeah.
rotated down by now?
You would have maybe started your rotation. The warden would have gotten up there first. The warden would have came in and would have just been like, you know, you can't do that. You literally can't. Like, you just It smacks him upside the head. You can't let them get to your head. I'm sure your mother's a lovely lady, but like, you're just trying to rile you up.
Oh, Hank, it seems like we probably just need to go on rotation early.
Sure, do whatever you'd like. No, don't do whatever you'd like.
Nope.
Go on rotation.
I heard do whatever you like, and then I walked out the door.
Sounds like permission to me.
I'll go check and make sure that you're on your right rotation in a little bit. Kind of have these people doing crazy things around here. Slip of the tongue and they just go crazy. So yeah, it takes her a little bit of time. They're currently in the middle of rotation, and she's just sitting there reading over the notes. The other two are just kind of backing up against the wall, just trying to like do what they were told, but also at the same time not get, hurt by either of you two.
Yeah.
They look kind of scared.
Fair. In the courtyard, I walk up to the exercise equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And on the non-guard tower side, I reach down and slap out the poison bottle. Or whatever bottle
Or
it
the
is.
vial of
And I'm
liquid.
just like,
It is.
I just go, what the hell is this? This shouldn't be out here.
Here is all dark. I can't see.
Oh,
Because you're a human.
Oh, he would have a
That's right.
torch. He would have a torch.
Sure. Yeah, because you're on guard duty. Let me give you some light.
Actually,
Yeah, this is we're in the Arctic during the winter.
Oh, okay. Could it be a lantern on the dog's collar?
Sure.
He can see. He has night vision.
Well, yeah, but the dog can have a lantern still.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog doesn't have night vision.
Hey Hank, get a load of this. This shouldn't be out in the yard.
Oh no, that looks potentially very dangerous.
We gotta go turn this in.
Yeah, we should definitely take that.
Which thing do I need to roll?
Performance check with advantage.
Not deception?
No.
Oh
you're
no!
performing.
Wait! No, perfect. Performance is actually better.
Okay.
No! Wait! I didn't roll with advantage. I just
Yeah,
rolled.
you get to roll one more time.
20. Yeah,
You did pretty good.
so much better.
You did good.
Oh,
Yes.
that's weird. It didn't. Foundry's no longer asking.
It's the way I have the automation set up. I forgot to hit a button. I have to
Gotcha.
go through all the settings for
Okay. I'm like, usually there was a little thing where you'd be like advantage, disadvantage.
Yeah.
All right, so we've successfully nailed that lie.
Should Hank go with you, or stay here so that when the warden comes to check if we're on our proper rotation?
The armory's our next spot anyway. We would be on our proper rotation.
All right. Let's go.
Okay. You're able to go over to the armory just A-OK and get in. He just nods.
We have contraband to sign in. We found out in the yard.
Nods again.
I go over to wherever. Is it upstairs or is it in here?
It's in the back. It's in the back area of that room.
So right here.
Yeah, it's a little spot named labeled contraband.
I open up the chest and I take a look.
There are thieves' tools in that chest.
I'm going to try to sleight of hand them out as I put the things in.
Sure.
Can I help by
Distracting him?
Sure.
playing with the dog to try and distract?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll allow it.
If only they knew what
Thank
we
God
knew.
you allowed it, because the advantage rolls at 23.
Right.
Yep. If only.
Oh, yeah, you're good. You had advantage. You're good.
And I close the chest. Do
He
you,
just nods.
I nod back. Do you need anything from the mess hall?
Shakes his head down.
Keep up the good work.
Nods again.
Yeah. You're doing a great job.
Are we ahead of schedule or behind schedule for moving
You're
south?
pretty much on schedule.
I would have moved over to Ruby at some point fairly early on in what's going on over on this plane of action.
While
Yeah.
we're in the hallway and I know it's just us, I'm just gonna whisper, I got him.
Nice. Now we can get that ledger.
Which we definitely still think is up there.
Anyway,
I will.
So-
Yeah, so I would have walked over to Ruby. Lean over to him. I'm aware that the guard's like there, but trying to more conceal from her that I'm talking specifically what the words that I'm saying than him. I lean over to him and say, "If you want to force anyone to talk, you just let me know."
I think now might be the time to do that.
All right.
How,
Are these-
how are we gonna do that super quick and like what's the magic?
Are these two actually moving to flank the door?
no, sorry, they're actually going to leave. They're flanking
Yeah,
the
they're
door. No,
leaving
they're
because-
going.
So they were. He had him in a weird position when I opened the door, and they're both looking right at the door.
Yeah, yeah, no, they weren't.
And then we shut the door, and they moved and reopened it.
Yeah, they're gone now. Okay, so what are you doing, Defend?
All I want to know is, are we
Ruby.
talking magical means? Are you gonna intimidate the shit out of them?
Magical.
Yes, 100% yes.
I don't think we have to worry about these two losers.
No, definitely not. No,
Reference to
we're
the
good.
two guards.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Definitely full speed ahead.
All right. Okay. Let's see what happens.
Hold on, bardic inspiration.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, have
Not
the
for
dog
me.
have the dog stand at the entryway. You stand at the exit into the mess, and then I'll go in. And if the dog senses anything, just give me a shout, and we'll all run back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you also don't know what's happening in
Yeah,
the mess.
we
You
don't
have
know.
no idea what's going
guys
on.
have
As far as
no
you know,
idea
it's
what's
just like
happening there.
lunchtime.
But I know that we want to meet up. I haven't actually gotten to talk to you guys because you were on rest duty when I went through.
Also,
So I haven't told you I broke into the warden's office. I haven't told
Yeah.
you I have thieves' tools now.
Yep, we don't know any of this.
The door's locked though.
It is. You can do an athletics to try and go through it. They're going to do their thing, and then we'll have you do that, because that would be about the time where you guys might try and.
Can you inspire yourself? You can't, right? I don't think a bard can inspire
other than
himself.
yourself, but I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration because we might need it. Like,
Okay, fair.
depending on what kind of stuff we have to do, you might be able to add it to an ability check here.
All right. 1-2 punch. I go first. You go immediately afterwards. Okay.
Yeah, let me see what I got for I got charm person, so I'm gonna try to charm person immediately after you do this.
All right. I walk up within 30 feet. As I'm walking a little bit closer, coming back, I will grab just any utensil off the table and just. Hold on. I haven't done this in a very, very long time. I'm going to slash my hand with it and cast Blood Curse of the Anxious on Prisoner 13, taking
3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. Yes. Oh, it calculated it for me. Damn, look at that.
There.
3 points of damage, amplifying the curse. She has to make a.
Intimidation checks against cursed target have advantage, and next wisdom.
She doesn't
saving
have to make
throws
it anything,
has-
actually. She
No,
just has
gets hers.
disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
Yeah. Okay, you do that. She looks very confused and looks a little bit more anxious as to why you just stabbed yourself.
I make it look like an accident.
Oh, okay. Do a performance check. Does not look like an accident.
All right.
You like overplay it. You're like, oh my god, I slipped. Oh my god, it hurts so much.
What is this doing?
Like fierce eye contact with her the whole time.
Look at the
This
blood.
really hurt.
She gives you a really weird look. She does look more anxious though.
Have you done
I look at you like,
Charm
the fuck
person.
are you doing?
charm person?
It has no effect.
All right, I'm gonna go back into the kitchen. Excuse me, I need to go continue cooking food.
We have to block this door. She said block the door. That's how we get the stuff. Don't you want the stuff? You're here for the same thing we are, probably.
We've only got like 10 seconds. Just tell us what we want to know.
I mean, they seem to be blocking the door better than you do. You guys both left your post and tried to do something.
Yeah. Because if we
I
get
feel-
caught, we can't help you anymore.
I don't need any more help. I have what I need. She actually just rips the papers to shreds, throws them on the ground.
Yeah, that's way less suspicious. There's a bunch of notes ripped up in the middle of the mess hall.
I mean, either they blame it on me and I get a little bit. No, you wouldn't have heard that. This
I'm
actually
not
would have
there.
been when would be when you would do your athletics check to try and get through the door because there is someone on the other side.
Well, I'm gonna
trying
look to
hold it.
Hank first, and I'm just like, this door is not locked. It's being held shut.
Yeah, but like level 2 sleep?
Should we try busting the door in, or?
Yeah.
You can
Like,
try
you know,
level
like
2 sleep
lean
before
back,
that if
yeah.
you'd like, or as it's happening.
Yeah.
So
On 3?
Well, so before, am I helping you or are you helping me? I have athletics +3. I'm assuming that we're figuring out a way to say it in character.
Yeah. Probably if athletics +3. I have a -1 to strength. No, I only have +1 to.
Okay, so me and you're helping.
you roll with like an advantage.
All right,
Is
so I'll roll this
78
twice.
enough?
13.
What does that count as? It's a tie.
I'm the one who's trying to
You're the
overcome
attacker?
a challenge. Yeah.
So if it meets it, it beats it. So yeah, no, you
Yeah.
can get through just barely. It just barely opens up. The guy doesn't even actually step back much. He just like pushes to the side a little bit.
You know what? No, whoa. Oh, can he actually get it shut before I would run over and slam it shut?
Oh yeah, he would shut it behind him. Like he would shut it behind him and be like, "Why did you get in? You can't come in here. You're not supposed to come in here."
Yeah, like
You're
I
not
would-
supposed to be holding the door shut to the
come
mess hall.
She said not come in here.
What do you mean she said not come in here?
She said not
He
come
means
in
get
here.
out.
We're guards. What do you mean? Who's ordering us not to come into the mess hall?
I don't. Your friend can tell you. Or you can just look in the mess hall. Like,
What do you mean my
use your
friend
eyes.
could tell me? We just got on rotation over here. Who are you taking
Coming
orders
for
from?
Food.
I don't know. Just like talk to the. You just look in the middle of the prison. Look in the middle of the mess hall. It's fine. She's scary.
Who's guarding that prisoner?
Not
No
this idiot.
Neither's that guy over there. The cook's
Nothing's
just
going on
walking
here.
around.
Why would
You
the
guys
cooks be
can just,
guarding the prisoner? You.
I don't know. He was just talking to her like they were best friends a couple seconds ago.
And you were blocking the door, and clearly this
Yeah.
prisoner's unattended.
Cause I was
I'm
scared
gonna-
about your guard friend, who's a cook who acts like
do
a
you mean
guard
my
all of a
guard
sudden.
friend?
He's acting like a guard all of a sudden. He's sitting there talking to the prisoner like everything's okay. She pulls
You're
out a
the
piece of paper.
actual guard blocking
I
the
don't
door.
understand what
There
you're
are
trying
two
to say
cooks
right
here
now.
who are supposed to be in the mess hall. You're supposed to be on rotation down south with us, and you're blocking the doors for the prisoner.
Yeah, I was
Start
scared.
I'm going to pretend.
This is my first day. Well, second day.
It looks a lot like you're trying to give her an opportunity to do something she's not
I'm not
supposed
doing
to be.
anything wrong.
I'm going to pretend to cast Charm Person on him, but I'm not actually going to, and I'm going to be like, calm down.
I don't understand what you just did. He didn't do anything.
No, on
Get your ass back
Jesse.
down there and
Oh,
Hank and
on
I are gonna
Jesse,
go
okay.
escort
Yeah.
the-
I'm hoping you'll take the hint to maybe make it
You
look
can-
like
you-
I'm helping
no.
them out.
You sit your ass back down there. We're escorting the prisoner back to her cell. You better hope we don't run into the warden on the way back. She's supposed to be back any minute.
Well, you should tell her about your cook friend. I don't know. It's probably not
What do
your
you mean,
friend. at
my
this
cook
point.
friend?
I don't know what's happening.
I have a friend.
I just am
This is the first
saying
time hearing
things.
about it.
I'm
Salamander.
just saying things. I don't know anything that's happening.
Is this the gnome that slipped something to our friend Greg?
Yes.
All right. So while all this is going on,
Just gonna
maybe
question
like
him.
lead in and be like, "So what did you give Greg?"
I don't.
What
I mean,
would say?
I don't even understand what's happening. I don't. Stuff.
Yeah, tell me who Greg is.
Very
As I kind of lean
suspicious
in.
going on here. This whole
He's
thing
an
is weird.
orc. How did you miss him?
I'm not a
You know who
guard.
Greg? You know who Greg is? He's like your best friend.
Yeah, you met him on the ship.
That was the one that you
Oh!
rolled a 20 on. You would know
Yeah.
who Greg is.
Yeah, no, any friend of Greg is a friend of mine.
I'm a friend of Greg.
Then we should be best friends.
That's fine with me.
Hey, why don't you come over here? Away
No.
from this
No.
really mean guard.
No. I'm just sitting in this corner. I'm just sitting in this corner. If I have to get sent back or put in prison, I don't even care at this point. I don't even understand what's happening in this room.
Hey, listen, friend. Why don't you
Hey,
tell
we
us
should
what's-
probably grab the prisoner. I'm gonna talk to him on the way, but
while,
like,
Absolutely.
they fucked up. We don't want to get caught while they get.
while it's just me and you here, why don't you just give me super quick what's going on? A friend
Make a-
of Greg's is a
Make
friend
a
of mine.
persuasion check with disadvantage because he's currently panicking.
Persuasion with disadvantage. Okay, crit fail. There's that.
It's like I don't, no, I'm just gonna go tell the warden what happened. I'm just gonna take the fall and tell him that the two cooks were also talking with her, like they were best friends. One guy stabbed himself.
Okay, I'm gonna charm
He's
person
saying
this
this while
guy.
walking out the door.
Sure. Okay,
Yeah.
he's probably
Dog
like,
hearing this,
Yeah,
either
he's like here.
from him or through me, is suddenly going to just square down and start snarling at him.
I charm person him before he gets through the threshold of the door.
only a two.
Come
He's
back,
very
come back, come back.
Okay.
Just, I want you to go walk over to that guy, you know, the one that usually has the dog, and just whisper into his ear, I've been charmed.
Okay. Sure. Just walks over, just whispers in the ear, I've been charmed.
While that's going on, I'm gonna talk to the dwarf. It's like, these are the two knuckleheads that you put your faith in, the ones who gave up immediately.
These knuckleheads got me my paper and everything I needed to get way before you would have. So
What kind of dirt does she have on you guys?
I mean, there's no dirt on us at all. We just got her. You're just looking for a key.
You're looking for a key.
Yeah.
We're looking
Why would
Oh
you
my
tell him?
for
God.
what you're looking for. Whoa.
Oh my God. Are we like friends?
I mean, I tried to insinuate that, but unfortunately now I'm gonna have to kill you because we really
Oh,
need
that seems kind of rude.
Well, you're
but,
not
like-
gonna remember any of this. You'll
Well,
know
if
that
I'm
you
gonna
were
be
charmed,
dead.
but
You said you were gonna kill me. That's kind of, I'm not okay with that. Even as friends, I'm not okay with the fact that you just told me you're gonna kill me.
you know what? I accept your objection, and I'll
Did you
take it
ask-
under deep consideration.
I'm gonna hold the bridge of my nose and deep sigh, like, this is ridiculous. At least ask him if he knows where the key is. I'm assuming you haven't told him yet, but you've already given up that we're all looking for that.
Are you gonna ask who? Are you gonna ask him about the key, or is she gonna-
I'm gonna ask her.
Oh, her.
I think he's talking to you.
Oh, me?
We all want the same thing, so just say it.
Why?
Because I'm gonna kill this prisoner and say that it was you.
Okay, that's more time for me. More time in here.
Wait a minute. You're
as
gonna.
a favor.
You're gonna kill him as a favor. I don't care either way. Why do you think?
Why are you not asking the prisoner, or why are you not asking the guard that you charmed if they've been told where the key is yet, since they handed in the thing they wanted?
Yeah.
Do you guys know where the key is?
Yeah, I think there was miscommunication on
I
like who
have-
needed to be talked to there.
No clue. She hadn't told me yet. You guys walked back in. With
Yeah, we saw her rifling through the papers. She hadn't validated them until after she got in here, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah, no, we got the papers for it. It was pretty great. We did it pretty quick too. I'm actually pretty excited.
Clearly, you're not afraid of doing more time, so we're just going to shorten this. You've already gotten what you wanted. You can tell us where the key is, or we're already compromised. We're just going to kill you and leave.
Are you really gonna kill me though? Do you think you can?
Yeah.
Give it a shot. And roll initiative.
No, she really doesn't want to tell us.
I'm just trying to leave.
I mean, just sitting there, he's getting extra freaked out. He's like, "You can't get in there. You can't go out to the kitchen at this point. This isn't allowed."
Oh no, I wouldn't have continued pressing him.
Oh, he's still saying it. Unless you're trying, you can push him if you want.
No, I stopped like arguing with him. When the yelling started on the opposite side of the room, I started whimpering.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh man, we all get to punch her right in the noodle before she gets
do.
to go again.
Can I say something before combat starts?
She looks like she's pretty ready to take whatever. Like, she looks like she was just challenged to a fight and she's not going to back down.
I'm not
You can
talking to
try.
her. I'm not talking to her.
Okay.
I tell the guy I have charmed to run and tell the warden that the prisoner's out of control and is murdering everybody.
Sure.
All right.
He goes, before her, yes!
Do we want this? Do we all want this?
I don't think we have a choice.
I think this got out of hand by the time you and I got in here.
I don't think we all want this at all.
I mean, do we all want this guy to go inform the warden, though?
He's charmed. He has to say exactly what I told him to, and he's charmed for
Right.
an hour.
But my Mastiff is still blocking the door.
Oh, I think we want guards to flood in here with this guy as our bystander. To tell, like, our truth for the next hour. And then if he changes his story, then he'll have to come up with a story that's not the truth. Or what we said.
Still have the prisoner and one more guard.
I'm not super worried about that other guard. They seemed really incompetent.
Fair. All right. All right.
This guy gave up the second that we kicked the door in.
The Mastiff will allow him pass then.
Okay.
And yeah, let's,
I mean, he's still got to go.
yeah,
He's still in turn order.
subdue this prisoner then. Was there like a combat tracker in?
Yes. So if you click the combat encounters button up in the upper right, it's the two swords.
Oh.
Right click on it.
And then if you right click on it, it will pop it out, so you no longer need to have that tab open.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks.
And if you double click on your character sheet to bring it up, if you double click on the name bar at the top, it'll minimize it instead of close it.
Cool. Okay. Oh, so it's me first. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Hank Shaw's is going to draw his nightstick. He's going to cast Shillelagh because it is a club. And he's just going to take a swing at the prisoner.
Yep, two attack and damage roll melee.
Do I have to
damage weapon
target? Oh,
D8.
target fine.
I don't know how to give
combat.
you. Give me. I don't think I can give you Shillelagh.
I have it.
But I don't think I can
give it
give
as
you
like an
the. Oh no, no, it's okay. So you can
Cast it probably.
you can just drag Shillelagh onto prisoner 13, and it should technically give you the option to attack and then do damage if it hits.
Oh,
You like actually drag the spell onto her, like from the.
yeah.
Yeah.
Try that. Shillelagh is a
So what if you
Okay.
you also can hit T over her to target?
I thought it was Control T.
Use your
No, it's
bonus
just-
action this
I'm
round. Do
just
you want
seeing
to proceed?
Oh, no.
Because your weapon die becomes a D8. It's the only
Okay.
thing that I don't think it's going to normally auto track.
That do the thing?
Attack. That does. So you hit her, and then you would roll damage.
Normal. Where? The damage. Oh.
Oh, it did.
damn
It's all in like one card. So it did that, and it automatically takes the 9 hit points away from her,
Okay, cool.
or it should.
All right. That is it for tank.
Okay.
Oh, and turn. Sorry.
And now it's Boop Stew McBoople Stew.
Old Boop Stoop McBoople Stoop. Okay, there we go. Don't roll that twice. All right, I'm going to start by, again, stabbing myself.
Nice.
Taking additional 2 points of damage. As you see, I have my weapons on me?
Do you?
Is this
Oh.
my Automancer?
Well, yeah, you actually know as a cook you. Yeah, I mean, I didn't say that they were checked in. I didn't say
Okay.
that you're cooked. Yeah, sure.
All right. My longbow ignites into flame.
It's my cooking longbow.
It's my
Start
cooking longbow.
Start sending ham bones into stock pots across long rooms.
I use this for cooking. And I will take a shot at her.
Make a persuasion check.
That misses. So that one goes off in the distance.
All right. That was
And-
it.
At the end of your turn, as her reaction, she's not a legendary action, but she does have to use her reaction. She's going to make a strike with her tattooed arm against Hank.
Cut out.
So the 24. I don't actually have tank target. No, I do have tank targeted. Which should hit.
Yeah.
24 hits tank targets. And it will do 9 damage, which isn't for some reason actually taking that away. But you take 9 damage, and then she is going to move
I am hurt. I am very much hurt.
in that
Oh, she gets to
direction.
move as a reaction?
Yeah, without opportunity attacks. After she does that attack.
Nice.
Without opportunity attacks. Holy.
And now it's actually Jasu's turn.
Cool. I can move 40 feet, which actually I don't need to.
You don't need
I'm
to
gonna-
now. She only has 30 feet of movement. She's still a.
No, what I realized is I was going to activate my Eldritch Claw tattoo anyway. Because it gives me an extra 1d6 of damage, and I can attack from 15 feet away. So if she doesn't want to be next to me, I'm going to move to 15 feet away from her. I'm going to activate my Eldritch Claw tattoo, and I'm going to do an unarmed strike. Oh.
Do I have? Is it saying that you can't do that?
Yeah, let me just move close, and then I'll move away. I'll move
I
back
can
away.
also stop that from happening.
No, it's fine. So I'm gonna do unarmed strike. I don't believe I get advantage for any reason.
No.
So it's normal.
21
21
does hit.
looks like it hits, and damage is plus 1d6 of force damage, and this is all magic.
Okie dokie.
So that first one hits for 12.
Gotcha.
And then I'm Flurry of Blowsing, so I get to Unarmed Strike 2. You
more
have
times.
used your bonus action this round. Do you want to proceed?
Don't worry about that. I don't know why this is set up weird. You can proceed just fine.
Normal. That critted.
Crits.
So damage, does the 1d6 force damage crit as well? Does that double? Because the 1d6 of force damage is to each unarmed strike.
Yeah, no, it would double. Everything
So-
would. All of your rolled dice double on a crit.
Okay. Let's see if this goes correctly. Oh no, it already did it. Sorry, take off 2 of those. Take off the last 2.
Okay.
So which is
So
convenient
it's-
because the last 2 were terrible.
7 plus 10. So it's
So-
17 plus 4, so that's still 21.
And then my last flurry of blows because it gives me 2 additional attacks. 13. Does 13
Does not hit. Does not hit.
I forgot my Mastiff is supposed to go after me in turn order.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can make it.
I was just gonna have it start barking very loudly.
Sure.
I am going to. Okay, so that used up one of my key points, and then I am back here for physical distance. How long is a minute in combat?
10 rounds.
Okay.
It is Definto's turn.
I'm just gonna attach his hideous laughter. Did I take that?
Wisdom.
Let's see, I got hideous laughter and shatter. Let's go hideous laughter.
Wisdom save.
Yeah, whiz save. Oh,
She succeeds. Almost crit.
okay. Bonus action. Give. I think I can only give 1 bardic inspiration. Yeah, acre. Yeah. I'm actually going to use unsettling words on her. So as a
Which?
bonus action, I can spend 1 bardic inspiration and choose 1 creature I can see within 60 feet. The creature must subtract the number rolled from the next saving throw it makes before the start of your next turn.
Gotcha. Next saving throw before next turn. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okie dokie.
that's it.
Okay. He's gonna go run all the way by. See the barking mastiff, but he's gonna keep going because that's what he was told to do. That's what he can do that turn.
It'll be kind of like off to the side now.
So her turn, she's gonna walk up to person that did the most damage. Make 2 tattoo strikes against you. Okay, so you're hit. So that's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, it's just asking me if I want to do any of these terrible things, and I don't want to do none of them.
Okay. You get hit for 17 force damage.
Ooh.
Jesus
It's not auto removing HP, by the way, so back to math. I don't know what one setting I set up wrong. And then she's going to do her second strike against you.
That might knock me out.
That one misses.
Thank God.
Okay. Hank Shaws. It's your turn.
All right.
Go get him!
Yeah. He's gonna come up and he's going to take another swing at her. Close my sheet there.
That'll definitely hit.
That's a crit.
That'll definitely crit.
Oh,
Nice.
sick.
16 damage.
All right,
Damn.
And
She's still up?
She's looking hurt.
so she's already used her reaction, eh?
Nope, her turn's already gone. So she went at
yeah,
the end of that
right,
round, so her reaction's back.
Cool. Yeah, I'll stay right here then.
Okay. So as a reaction after your turn, she's gonna make a tattooed strike against Jasu. At least attempt
Okay,
to
so
again.
she's just gonna attack someone every turn anyway.
That's a crit.
Wait a minute, she can react against me later?
Yeah. So she did that last round. She did a reaction after someone went. She has a reaction as long as someone is done a turn within 60 feet of her. She can punch someone and then move.
Oh.
So that's a crit damage to Jasu
That's probably gonna knock me out.
for
16.
16 force damage.
Yep, that knocks me out.
And then she's going to use her movement to go over there. And now it's Boop Snoop's turn.
Oh, Boop Snoop. Make a Boople suit.
58.
Oops, I didn't move my entire person. I'm gonna move so she doesn't have potential of cover of any sort.
Nah, she doesn't have. Yeah, if you move a little bit, she's like not going to have any. You can see her just fine.
Doing great.
Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not meant to do combat with this character, or really anything.
Yeah, same. I kind of took Shillelagh just as like a contingency, but I wasn't really planning to fight much.
I move 15. I'm gonna move another 15. So that way I'm standing over Jasu's body menacingly. Cause I can't do anything to help him.
Jasu, roll a death save.
Ooh. Oh, where would those be?
It's on the front
we go.
page.
Found it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so that's one fail. You get up to 3 of those. Definito.
So first of all, we are going to bonus action healing word Jasu.
Nice.
So if it's not subtracting health, it's probably not going to add either.
It does auto apply damage. But I don't think it's going to give you health right now, no.
7. So you're
Jasu's up with 7.
Fuck yeah, baby.
And I can cast another spell, correct?
I mean, you made your character. I want to go moving forward. We're not supposed to be able to do that, but you already made your character with the
But, like,
assumption that you could.
can I make-
Technically,
well, like,
you're
can't
supposed
I-
to use a cantrip. You can do a cantrip
okay,
after.
that's fine. That's fine. I don't
I
care
didn't
what it is. I
realize
just
that.
meant like, can I do any casting stuff?
Oh
or do I
yeah,
have to
you
draw
can
a
cast a
weapon?
cantrip after.
Okay.
You're technically supposed to only be able to cast one full spell slot a turn.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Wisdom save, and that's with a minus 1d4, right? Because of unsettling, or is it
1d6.
1d6? Okay. 21. I don't think a minus d4 would matter.
No, well, it would be a minus a d6, but it would
D6,
still
sorry.
be 15,
Sorry,
which just
wasn't
meets it
thinking.
beats
It's
it.
just-
But
Gotcha.
so she passes that. That's all I can do. Or actually, I'll move a bit. I'll move to here.
Sure.
Actually, wait. I'm gonna move to here and block the door.
Sure.
Or actually, I'm just gonna shut the door
Sure.
so that she has to do something to open it, or like at least try to get by me or something. It won't be easy.
I was also going to mention, if she did go that way and get in combat with the dog, I need to find some way to finesse its stats, because
It's not correct stats, right? Because it should be more,
Yeah.
technically. Okay, so on her turn, she's going to move here. The bandit has, the person has been, these people have been running, shouting, "There is something crazy happening in the kitchen! Warden! Warden!" I need the 3 of you to make a dex save as she lights up her flame, one of her tattoos on her arm, and then just punches the ground, and fire comes out around her.
12.
like that.
Consistent.
Click X and see.
So Hank
fine.
will take half of this. I'm just gonna put the template over there. So it's 10 fire damage to Jasu and Boop Snoop,
And I'm back
And-
down.
5 to Hank. Boop Snoop is knocked prone. And then that is going to be her turn. Hank. Now it's your turn.
Ah,
She's looking hurt.
pretty badly hurt, or
Just hurt.
Am I allowed to go before Jasu because we have tied initiative?
That would be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's how we've been rolling with it. You guys get to choose. I didn't realize that.
Me
in that
neither.
case, I was trying to decide if I should attack or stabilize since I have high whiz, but
If this is a one-off, go for the kill.
Yeah, I got Jasu.
all right. So yeah, we're just gonna keep playing that same song. All I'm set up to do. Okay, never mind. That's it.
Okay, at the end of your turn, she's gonna punch Boop Snoop in the snoot. Boop Snoop McBoople Snoot.
Thank you.
Right in the McBoople snoot.
23 to hit,
Nah, misses.
or 18 force damage.
Calm down.
She just takes her tattoo. Like every single time she's punching, the tattoos on her arm light up and just wham right in the gut.
Okay.
He's gonna do the same thing, except this time. Yeah. No, actually, really, except this time she just does the same thing.
I'm
So
gonna go
Definto
before
go. Actually,
Jasu.
no. Boop Snoop has to roll a death save because that was a reaction on Hanks. Okay, and then Definto would now get to go before Jasu.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action healing word Jasu again. For 9. And then I'm going to Friends isn't really gonna help me here. We're gonna Vicious Mockery again.
Okie dokie. 17.
She passes. That's all I've got. But it
Jasu, it's your turn. You're up with 9.
Huzzah.
takes half your movement to stand up, though.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. My half of my movement is still 20, and I can attack 15 feet away.
Yeah, you can still get into range to
Okay.
attack her.
The question is,
So that's 30.
so I just need to read how my monk abilities work. Okay, so I can, as a bonus action, I can either do Flurry of Blows or I can do one other thing. What's the other one? What's the other one that lets me attack twice? As a monk.
Just Flurry of Blows is the attack
So,
twice.
no, well, Flurry of Blows lets me attack 3 times. There's another one that
You can
lets-
still just punch with your offhand. Like you could just do
Yeah.
a bonus action
Do a
attack and
bonus
not
action
spend a
punch.
key point.
Well, so what I'm trying to get at here is that if I teleport 30 feet, I will get resistance to all damage, but that's my bonus action, which means I can only attack once. Because
Correct.
I can't use Flurry of Blows as my, because I only get 1 bonus action, correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right, so because I only have 9 health, I'm going to use one of my Raven teleport things to go right there.
Okay.
Um,
Resistance to all damage.
and now I have resistance to all damage, and now I'm going to attack her from a distance, which would be this. So I got a 12?
Does not hit.
Motherfucker. And that is me.
Okay. You are hearing a little more commotion outside as you're hearing, "Get the warden! Get the warden!" And you're hearing some footsteps go through. The Mastiff, well, the door's actually open. Can't quite see anything yet, but can hear a lot of, a couple guards rushing over.
Still just barking its head off. Sound the alarm.
Okay. So I'm her turn. She's going to step up. She's going to do an attack against Jasu. An attack against Definto. Wait a minute, I need to get back to her turn. Boop. Jasu, that is a 10, so that misses. Second attack's gonna be against Definto.
Dang it.
18 to hit. You take 9 force damage. And then it's...
And I fail concentration. Charm's gone.
He's very confused. Okay, Charm's gone. So... Boop Snoop, make a death save. Or sorry, Hank goes. Hank. Boop Snoop is fine.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we still have to subdue her real quick then.
Hopefully. It gives us more time to paint a story.
Yeah. 5. Can I hit this one? Maybe?
We don't need a story. We're heroes. We saved the prison from this unruly prisoner.
God, I can't hit shit.
She's going to use her... Is at the end of your turn. She's going to use her reaction.
Am
attack-
at least going to move the
Oh,
dog
you
out
have, you have the
in
dog
hall
now, that's right, yeah.
so that they can see, whoever's coming can see that, you know, the dog is alarmed and not like causing this. Like the dog is also looking for people
Yeah,
to
so
come help.
looking for people to help. Gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, that's it.
She's gonna make another attack against Jasu. That's a multi-attack doesn't work that way. It's only a single attack. It's a 12. Another.
He does not hit.
Another miss. She can move her full movement. She's gonna move over this direction.
And that's reaction free, right?
Yep. And Boop Snoop, make a death save. Boop Snoop McBooblestewed.
Let's get that one.
Oh,
Close.
He's so close.
you almost got it.
Okay. And it is now Jasu or Defentu's
You
turn.
can go
Defentu.
first unless you... I'm not
Okay.
going to be healing you this turn, so...
So I'm gonna go here, so I'm 15 feet away,
Uh-huh.
and I will be attacking. That one does not hit.
Correct.
Flurry of blows next. That one does not hit.
Correct again.
And the last attack in it. That one does hit.
That does hit.
For 10.
Nice. She's looking pretty hurt at this point. Now it's Definto's turn.
Okay.
You gonna help your cooking buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to healing word him. Bonus action.
Okay.
For 8.
He's up.
And for my action, I'm going to I didn't take any weapons. I'm gonna vicious mockery.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. She's viciously
Finally.
mocked. Roll damage.
3.
Okay. And disadvantage on the next attack. What do you say?
I look at her and I say, my cooking's not the joke, you're the joke.
Ouch. Okay. So on the next turn, you hear down the hallway, "Oh no, I don't know what I'm talking about. I think they totally have this. Don't worry about it."
That was a lot better than what he sounded like.
Right? That dog's gotta just be barking at nothing. Don't worry about anything. Oh, now it's her turn. She's going to try and punch Definto twice. First one's with disadvantage. Still a 20 to hit
He's been getting good rolls.
for 16 force damage.
Ow.
And second strike
She's critted several times.
with a 20 to hit. Again. For 7 force damage.
What is her level?
That's not how D&D works.
It's a CR. It's her challenge rating. I'll tell you
Oh.
afterwards. And it's top of the round, Hank's turn.
This is likely a deadly on the CR scale for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, Hank's just gonna get in there and keep going with the nightstick. Character sheet is covering combat.
That'll hit. Six damage. She's looking very hurt at this point.
Yeah,
We've already said
the dog is actually going. Oh, actually no. It's in action. It's gonna keep doing its thing. We can't actually do anything concrete. So yeah, just keep barking.
Persuasion check with the dog. The dog doesn't have high charisma, but like roll, because like he's trying to bark and be like in there in dog
Yeah,
speak.
all right. Let me take
I'll let
a
you do
look
that.
and see what its stats are supposed to actually look like.
Sure. It's not going to affect this exact.
When the other guard
Yeah,
says,
okay.
actually, I think they have it, the dog attempts to go row.
So while you're looking that up, she's going to make a tattooed strike against Definto again, and
No.
as a reaction
No.
for 17. That is 13 force damage.
I'm dead.
And then
Healer
she's
is
going
down.
to
My proficiency
move.
bonus.
It's your proficiency bonus for. So you can just roll your proficiency then. Roll your persuasion from Hank.
Well, it gets my proficiency bonus for anything it's proficient in.
Okay, it is not proficient in persuasion.
Yeah, no, it's not. So this is not going to go well.
It's -1. Got it.
boy.
Okay. It is Boop Snoop's turn. Ear whisper to the other guy. Give you the key if you fight him for me. That's
What are
it.
you talking about? Who's
You're her
whispering
because she ran over to the guard. The guard at the end of her reaction. That's all she said. She didn't get a roll or anything off of it, but she said the words.
Oh, I'm just gonna perform medicine check on Definto.
Sure. You are up at 0 HP and you are unconscious for
30 seconds.
4 hours.
4 hours.
All right, well, that
But
was a
you are
total waste.
stable. But you are stable.
Do any of the guards in the tower hear what's going on down here? There's a
None of them
door
have
right
down
there.
Yet. That's true. None of them have come down yet, though.
That's I'm good.
They're all in it. Everyone's in on it.
Jasu, it's your turn.
I move to here.
And you
I'm
punch her.
I love punching at a distance. And I punch her.
Okay.
24 hits.
That hits. So close to a crit.
And then
Damage, she's barely up.
oh, we're doing a flurry of blows.
Can you?
I
You have the
have
key points for it?
it takes 1 each. I have done it twice now. I have 4 key points total.
Why didn't it give you the key points back? Then?
It hasn't. I've been manually doing them.
Oh, okay.
Normal. That one is a crit. 1d6 critical. I hit for 15, and I have 1 more strike left.
Sure. I'll give this one to you because you haven't had to not kill someone before. Usually, if you're going for subduing damage, you have to say it. But do you want to kill her, or are you going for like a knock her out?
Oh boy, I would love to actually kill her, but I have a feeling that if we kill her and the guards do come in, it's a lot harder for me to explain that, especially because I don't have a sword. I have my hands. So if that does it, then I'm just gonna knock her out.
Sure. But yeah, so going forward, you just would. Death's not actually dead. She's unconscious. But going forward, if you're trying to subdue someone before you would roll for the attack, you'd say, "I'm trying to do the thing." But like adding to the abyss, we've only ever really killed things, so you wouldn't.
Unfortunately for me, that's not true. I have specified not killing things before.
Oh, well, she's dead. Just kidding. No, you're fine. So yeah, she is unconscious.
Did Hank hear what she said to the other guy?
I was gonna
Oh,
check
yeah.
her for the key regardless.
Yeah, she.
If we're not in combat anymore, I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna.
You're in
grab some-
soft combat. You do hear some footsteps. The dog at this point does start to see some guards. Like they're not rushing anymore, but they're like lazily making their way over.
I mean, I had 10 feet left in my movement. I want to move over to her and search her for the key, and also make it look like I'm restraining her.
Sure.
Hank, while he's stable. Oh wait, Definto's stable, eh?
Yeah, he's stable at.
Okay, then he's gonna make it look like he's like, helping out Definto. And while he's doing that, he's gonna look up at the other guard and say, so, do you really want to fight us for? Or still
Nah,
wanna
I
fight us
have
for?"
literally no want to fight anyone. Like this job's just not worth it. And you do an investigation check, Jasu.
Alrighty, investigation. God, I can't not find shit today.
You don't find anything on her at all.
I'll make my way over to go look
Somebody
at her as
el-
well.
I can't find anything on this bitch. Somebody else look through. She's got to have it on her. I can't imagine she'd leave that in the cell.
Hank will gesture to change places. Since he's the one with the nightstick out.
I'm gonna end combat, so you guys don't need to worry about the weird.
Yeah.
If Jensen wants to look like he's helping Definto and
Yep.
yeah.
Roll an investigation.
Yeah, I am also making my way over there real quick to check.
Dude, which one do you want to roll and which one wants to help?
I have +2.
I have +4.
I'll
You
help.
should help him.
You still don't see any key at all on her.
All right.
Would I know because of my tattoos if they can take the tattoo needle off of her now that she's knocked out?
These aren't the same type of tattoo. Like they're both magical, but it's not like she has the needle on her that you can just yank it off or anything like that.
Because I just mine have to be attuned, and I assume if I get knocked out that hard, they become unattuned.
No, actually.
No, tattoos actually would stay on you, yeah.
Perfect. Oh,
Or you would have lost your Eldritch tattoo because you got knocked out.
fair.
So while you're doing this,
I'm gonna
from
move.
the tower. What's going on in here?
Prisoner 13 convinced another guard to block the door and had some contraband. When we confronted her about it, she attacked us and the cooks.
Hank will point to the pile of shredded dock and say, we didn't get here in time to stop her from breading whatever that was.
Do a persuasion check with advantage, Jasu, because you're the one that started the conversation.
14.
Checks out. She's a bit of a rowdy prisoner. Anything I can do to help out?
Hank and I are gonna go drag her back to her cell.
Sure.
We need to stabilize the cook. We can't lose that great food that we've been having.
Oh, sure. I mean, we can help.
She punched him right in the mouth.
He actually. Wait a minute.
Like hard. Like,
Right?
He looks relatively
Robot
stable.
mouth.
I mean, we'll get him over to a place to sleep, but we'll help you escort. You know.
I look over at the other guard by the door. It was. Do I know the other guard's name? The one that I like. That
No, you
like
don't
rolled in a
actually.
sec-
You never really had a name with him.
It was the other deep gnome who was on shift. He coward. That's right. You had nothing to do with it, with your partner, right?
Oh, I mean, I admit to the whole thing at this point. It just isn't worth it. Just throw me in jail.
Oh, apparently it was both of them. This guy
no,
just
that's
hung
totally
hit.
fine.
So if you want to take him, we'll take prisoner 13.
Oh yeah, well, we'll make sure to send one person with you, prisoner 13. We can split up.
All right, so Hank and I are
Plus,
going to
the
go.
warden will be on the way soon.
Yeah. Hank and I are going to take prisoner 13 and bring her to her cell and hopefully toss her cell real quick.
I was gonna say we have to check it for contraband for sure.
Yeah.
So you guys head on out your way. Prisoner 13's in tow. I'm not going to drag the token the whole way.
Okay.
Yeah. And I assume once we have the Mastiff with us, the Mastiff comes with us.
Oh yeah.
Do we have to deal with that guy up there or no?
Nah, he was actually long gone. He was just running us off. I didn't have a chance to move in the middle of combat. The warden comes down. Ah!
Where should I stop? Sorry.
No, you're good right there. You would have brought her up to that point. Prisoner 13. She hasn't really done too much recently. She is rowdy, but she finally get a little bit out of hand.
So yeah, she was-
We just finished our rotation and went in to grab something from the mess. She had convinced the guards to barricade the door in while she was reviewing classified documents. They're still shredded on the floor in the mess. When we confronted her about it, she attacked us and we had to put her down. We're just dragging her back to the cell now.
Well, you know what I say. Next time, make sure more peaceful. I understand you do what you had to do, but it's also my job. We don't come in here to beat up the prisoners. I respect that you had to do what you had to do. Just remember, try and get a better, peaceful solution. I got this from here.
Hank will also kind of speak up and say, we also found some contraband out in the yard. You can check with the spectator.
Yes. No, I'll go talk to the spectator after this.
Oh, so she's dragging her into the cell.
Yeah.
We don't get to drag her into the cell. The warden's doing it.
Yeah.
Balls.
Hank
Hopefully
will
you'll be
step
taught a
forward
lesson
and
next
ask,
time, prisoner 13.
now
Go
that
to
he
the
like brought up
infirmary
the
soon.
contraband, Hank will step forward and ask, if she wants him to, him and the Mastiff to kind of like take a sniff around the cell, see if we can find, maybe she was the source of it, maybe that had something to do with it, or...
No, I think the contraband was probably from the guard that we caught saying everything was fine, lying about what he was saying. And he's actually away. There's a deep gnome running through. We're good. If you want to talk to her at all, maybe see anything, she'll be in the infirmary tomorrow. Or, you know what, actually, wait a minute. Actually, those wounds look pretty bad. We'll get her to the infirmary tonight. She locks the cell behind. You want to follow me? We'll get her healed up. Get a little conversation if you want.
She gets to go to the infirmary.
You're a
What a
cook,
life.
sir.
You'll sit on the ground unconscious for 4 hours and you'll like it.
Welcome to being a cook. No one cares.
Do I hear some inner hurt there?
Yeah. A lot.
You're not the one who, could threaten to sue for police brutality.
It's true. But no one would listen. Anyway, she goes to the infirmary, puts her in a bunk. She'll be up in a little bit if you want to talk to her. I'll
Where's
be right
Caleb?
outside.
Callum or Caleb or one of
I
them?
think it was Callum. Yeah.
One of them was Raph was Caleb and the other one was Callum.
Yeah. Callum was Callum gives her a little bit of a healing potion and she kind of wakes up a little bit.
Oh, is he in here?
Yeah. And he just is like, yeah, I mean, we'll be outside the door, like directly outside the door if you need anything, but I don't want to get part. I don't want to. Callum's like, I don't want to be part of the interrogation. If you're interrogating for any reason, I just don't want.
Did he give us both healing potions so we're back to full health?
Heal. No, he doesn't have that many of them.
He doesn't have healing potions to heal the guards.
Hank
What is that?
also wants to let the warden know that he saw the deep gnome slip something to one of the Gregs before all this went down. He thinks it was
We have to talk to Greg Ear again? I just talked to him today. He's just chilling out over Greg Ear. And she shuts the door behind her. And that door shuts. It's just two of you, and she wakes up a little bit groggy. Haven't been in a fight that well in so many years. Thank you for that. It hurts, but God, it's the one thing I miss. Don't have any prison fights in here, no fights at all.
Close to the exit, you can still give us the key and we could all leave.
I don't want to leave. I don't really care, but at that point, you beat me in a fight, you get the key just fine. She kind of like cracks her shoulder a little bit. Ooh. Then you guys ever want to come back in here and do a little tussle? Maybe a one-on-one with you? Looks at Jasu. Some other time. Just come back in on guard duty.
If I ever get caught, I'll look you up.
Sure. Pretty sure I could take any of you by yourself, but the four of you, that was a good fight. The key's not... Well, first off, the key's not a key. She points to the tattoo on her left arm. You want to scrawl this down? Anything like that? I don't have any magic. Could minor illusion it.
I have... We don't have Rusty here to write anything. I have minor illusion. How do I minor illusion it?
You would become... So whenever you minor illusion, you can do like an image
Okay.
of an object. So you could create an image of that key.
Okay, so I'll just keep creating an image of that key.
Yeah, if you remember it, because you can minor illusion when you remember it.
Yeah.
Hank will also in his like little notepad. He'll try and scrawl a picture of it.
Well, why don't I minor illusion it on your notepad, then you just trace it.
Trace it. Ah, yes.
Ooh, yeah, you can do that.
And he's actually, once he's got it drawn, he's gonna fold it up and like stick it in a little pocket behind the dog's collar.
You do remember that your way out...
Is to do the flashy lady thing.
The what?
We have to...
The way out was like a boat.
Yeah, we
by
have
the
to
dock.
like... Yeah, we have to like signal them with a light and then wait
Yeah,
20
at the
minutes.
dock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
Well, my question is, I guess if all of a sudden the cooks get brought in here for medical treatment, we're all in here by ourselves, does it make
I
sense?
feel like I beat the crap out of that one, so bring him in here.
Yeah. Well, my question would be then, should we just finish off our rotation and then casually leave, or was there time sensitivity to coming out with the key?
There was no time sensitivity. You could
Okay,
do
then.
that.
Then
I'd
yeah,
have
we
you-
should.
So you do your rotation. If you're going to bring the cook's body over there,
We have to wait the 3.5
Well,
hours.
if somebody were to heal me, like with a healing potion, like the guy had back there, if he had one more left, any amount of health I get will
any for
pop
the
me up.
cooks? Are you kidding me?
Man, prisoners get treated better than cooks.
Anyway, you'd be able to drag him
Dang,
through if you
man.
wanted.
Hank will offer if Jassy wants to go on ahead. Hank will wait behind to get the others out.
Oh, you want me to leave with the key and then you'll follow suit, or you want me to just flag the ship down?
Hank can wait out his sentence. I guess not his sentence. He can wait out his full guard shift if he really wants to. Because Hank was there as a double anyway.
Yeah, Hank's like still kind of like laying low, trying to keep his cover. He's probably just going to stay behind and make sure that like you guys get out with the
Yeah.
information.
Okay, so I guess like while I'm in the hallway, really quickly, does the door open?
Yep. Well, yeah, you'd be able to open up that front door.
Okay. Sorry, I'll stop touching it.
You're good. Could you?
I'm gonna go right here, and then can I ping so you can see it?
Sure.
So over here-ish,
Yeah.
where there are no arrow slits, I'm going to cast another minor illusion to do the light that the ship would be looking for.
Sure.
So that the people who are potentially looking out these arrow slits over here
Wouldn't
don't
see it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You're able to do that.
And then I'm gonna kind of stay here with the door open.
The cooks don't know to come up there.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is knocked out, so I'm assuming they're being brought to and the other one's wounded, so I'm assuming they're being brought to the infirmary, correct? They didn't, like the guards didn't just see two fucked up cooks and be like, that's where you belong.
I guess these cooks get special treatment, but sure, they can go.
I was gonna say, Hank would like write another note, stick it to the dog's collar, and send it to them so that
The dog comes back and they do let you go to the
Yeah.
infirmary, both of you.
So I'm gonna be sitting on the dock in a fake meditative trance. So if anybody asks me while I'm out here, I'm just like, well, I just got in a tussle and I needed to decompress because I'm a monk.
Sure. No,
I wanted to look at
everyone's
the sea.
able to, do one last. Definto's able to get healed up with a potion. They can only spare one.
Yes.
You have 6 health, Definto.
You're
Okay.
doing better than me, or you're doing worse than me.
And you're able to go out. Do a final stealth check. Boop, Snoop, and Definto as you sneak out.
Can I help them with advantage
Sure.
by just like standing out here with my dog guarding the door?
23.
15.
You're good. You're able to get out. You're able to get out, get away, and get away with the key. Which the key does open up the vault. We'll do a little quick epilogue so that we can get into apparently next week. This was a full 2-shot. I just couldn't cut short any of that great cooking dialogue. I couldn't do it.
There was a lot of comedy we
There's a
didn't need to do,
lot.
but I'm happy we
I
had
loved it.
Yeah.
So, in the vault itself, it is filled to the brim with stuff. Your cut is 2% of the money that is in there. So you get a total between the group. Someone wants to write this in notes. 2,100 copper pieces, 1,100 silver pieces, 100 gold pieces. Actually, wait a minute. Make that a
100
300 gold pieces, because there's a bunch of bloodstones in there too, but I don't want to care. I don't care about the whole. Yeah, just 300 gold pieces.
That's also way more silver than we have.
Yeah.
There's one extra.
And then for not tomorrow. That's next week's.
Man,
For next-
we need to go to the Underdark and just casually find 500 gold instead of doing all of this.
What
For next week's, everyone's gonna get an extra rare item and of their choice, subject to my approval, depending on what it is. And from the golden vaults, the golden keys themselves give you a rare item every single time you complete, and you'll all be level 5. And that's where we're gonna call it, because it's already a little bit past our normal time.
what's the final Boop Snoop McBoople Snoot?
But they're still next week, so
Well, after that one that you just said, 60.
let's go. We can hit 100
we
next
can
week
hit 100,
if we really just hammer it home.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like we've been hitting 30 a time, so it sounds like we're gonna hit $120 because there's
we
no way
gotta-
we're gonna finish the next one in a one shot.
No, it'll be 2 weeks again.
It'll be a 2-shot, yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we get a rare item this time, or is it an uncommon item?
It's a rare magic item.
I hate to have
Subject
to
to my
bounce real quick after that,
No, but
but
you're
I'm
good.
going
You
to say
guys-
goodnight.
Night.
Hi.
Having you guys?
No problem. It was fun.
I'm gonna stay on and search up